Hello everyone, I am BowserJrXD. Welcome to the Focused Health 302 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Race 30 of 33 for the NASCAR Xfinity Series in 2025. It's time for the start of the round of 8 as, well, the top 8 drivers compete for the 4 spots in the finale, hopefully for the last time. Connor Zilisch, Justin Allgaier, Brandon Jones, Sam Mayer, Jesse Love, Sammy Smith, Carson Kvapil, Sheldon Creed, all battling it out. Gibbs and Junior Motorsports have looked the strongest. Gibbs slightly bit more than JRM. They've won the most races. Well, I think they've won pretty much all the races. I mean, that's pretty obvious. I'm just trying to think of something to say here, except I think JRM front row, and I think Gibbs, and then so with Allgaier and Paul Zilisch in second, and then Jones third, Almirola fourth. So it should be an interesting race. The 19 and the 21 are in contention for the Owners' Championship. Halton Hill is not because of his penalty that caused him to lose just enough points to get eliminated. Well, cost him all the points he needed to make the round of 8 for the Drivers' Championship. Okay. Got a bit of a sore throat, so I got a big supply of Halls to help me get through the last few days. Let me tell you, it's hell. Oh, they changed up.
Xfinity Series, and it starts at a pretty tough track.
Let's have a big one here, guys.
It will be elbows up today for sure.
Keep our heads down and dig all day like we always do.
Everybody believes that their team is good enough, but only a select few get to move forward.
We'll fight hard for you in here. You do the same for us out there.
So we are ready to go.
Go hard every lap. Be smart, but race hard.
This is the most important race of the playoff at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Welcome back to Las Vegas Motor Speedway. If you're looking for a driver who could hit the jackpot here today, keep your eye on Connor Zilisch. When you look at what Zilisch has been able to do the second half of the season, hot streak is somehow an understatement. Domination is a better word for what the team has been able to do, which is a 2.1 average finish over the last 17 races. And today should be no exception. Crew Chief Marty Lindley told me as long as we can get the car dialed in to what Connor wants balance-wise, I have no doubt we can win this race. Again, they are looking for their 11th win on the season. It would lock them into the championship four, Dylan.
And Kim, Justin Allgaier was the winner here in the spring and backed that up today by qualifying on the pole for tonight's race. A Vegas sweep tonight means a couple of things. Of course, it's a pass to the championship race, and the biggest thing that comes from that is 2 weeks to prepare for that championship race. But it also helps to diminish any momentum that their teammate in the 88 has from their win a week ago. Zilisch still hasn't won on a 1.5-mile racetrack. Allgaier is one of the best on those. With the unknowns looming ahead at Talladega and Vegas, the 7 team is one of many who's emphasized this race as maybe the most important one of the playoffs. Time to get the engines fired in Vegas. Let's go trackside for the command.
Journalist and 2-time breast cancer survivor, Holly Kane. She's here to say the most famous words in motorsports, joined by co-founder and chief executive officer of Focused Health, Sean Holt, along with his mother, breast cancer survivor, Miss Betty Carreño.
Drivers, start your engine!
38 drivers ready to hit the track. Here is today's starting lineup. Starting 38th, driving the number... What? I must have screwed something up. Okay, here it is. Starting 38th, driving the number 71, Classic Collision Chevrolet for GGM Racing with Jesse Urugi Motorsports. 22 years old from Ashburn, Virginia, Mason Massey. Starting 37th, driving the number 71, Number 4, Dr. Teal Chevrolet for Alpha Prime Racing. 34 years old from Rhinelander, Wisconsin, Parker Retzloff. Starting 36th, driving the number 14, Thermotech Chevrolet for SS Greenlight Racing. 33 years old from Ligonier, Pennsylvania, Garrett Smithley. Starting 35th, driving the number 35, Densey Energy Pouches Chevrolet for Joey Gase Motorsports with Scott Austin. 21 years old from Palm Beach Garden, Florida, Mason Maggio. Starting 34th, driving the number 07, Frontline Optic Chevrolet for SS Greenlight Racing. 28 years old from Chesapeake, Virginia, Nick Lights. Starting 33rd, driving the number 32, 3dimensional.com Chevrolet for Jordan Anderson Racing. They're 24 years old from Concord, North Carolina, Austin Green. Starting 32nd, driving the number 53, Nevada Donor Network Chevrolet Toyota for Joey Gase Motorsports with Scott Austin. 32 years old from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Joey Gase. Starting 31st, driving the number 44, Mac Door Systems Chevrolet for Alpha Prime Racing. 27 years old from the Woodlands, Texas, Brennan Poole. Starting 30th, driving the number 45, Brunt Chevrolet for Alpha Prime Racing. 27 years old from 28 years old from Douglasville, Georgia, Mason Massey. Starting 29th, driving the number 70, Bayshore Mortgage Chevrolet for Cope Family Racing. 20 years old from Colts Neck, New Jersey, Thomas Annunziata. Starting 28th, driving the number 31, C.H. Robinson Chevrolet for Jordan Anderson Racing. 25 years old from Bakersfield, California, Blaine Perkins. Starting 27th, driving the number 91, Optum Chevrolet for DGM Racing with Jesse Awuji Motorsports. 32 years old from Port Charlotte, Florida, Josh Williams. Starting 26th, driving the number 24, Ollie Pop X SpongeBob Movie Toyota for Sam Hunt Racing. 34 years old from Knoxville, Tennessee, Trevor Bain. Starting 25th, driving the number 42, Dude Wipes Chevrolet for Young's Motorsports. 26 years old from Ridgefield, Connecticut, Anthony Alfredo. Starting 23rd, driving the number 24th, driving the number 28, Psyops Ford for RSS Racing. 23 years old from Tucker, Georgia, Kyle Sieg. Starting 23rd, driving the number 26, MCM Transportation Toyota for Sam Hunt Racing. 24 years old from Anaheim, California, Dean Thompson, the first rookie in the field. Just give me one moment to add something. You're not in it. You are. You two are. You are. Okay, I'm trying to check a few things. Because now we're getting into the positions where it matters more. 8 and 1 are out. Okay. All right. Starting 22nd, driving the number 27, Crocodile Cloth Chevrolet for Jordan Anderson Racing. 33 years old from Halifax, Virginia, Jeb Burton. Starting 21st, driving the number 51, Henderson Jet Alliance Driveway Solutions Chevrolet for Jeremy Clements Racing. 40 years old from Spartanburg, South Carolina, Jeremy Clements. Starting 20th, driving the number 25, Dead on Tools Ford for AM Racing. 25 years old from Huntersville, North Carolina, Harrison Burton. Starting 19th, driving the number 17, HendrickCars.com Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports. 19 years old from Clovis, California, Corey Day. Starting 18th, driving the number 10, Champion Container Chevrolet for Colleague Racing. 21 years old from DeLand, Florida, Daniel Dye, the second rookie in the field. Starting 17th, driving the number 99, Viking Motorsports Chevrolet for Viking Motorsports. 34 years old from Grass Valley, California, Matt DiBenedetto. Starting 16th, driving the number 41, Audible Ford for Haas Factory Team. 22 years old from Franklin, Wisconsin, Sam Mayer, the first playoff driver. Starting 15th, driving the number 8, Pilot Chevrolet for Junior Motorsports. 21 years old from Johnston, Iowa, Sammy Smith, the second playoff driver, but not on the owner's playoffs. Starting 14th, driving number 39, Psyops Ford for RSS Racing. 38 years old from Tucker, Georgia, Ryan Sieg. Starting 13th, driving the number 11, Benish Attorneys Chevrolet for College Racing. 34 years old from Kannapolis, North Carolina, Daniel Hemrick. Starting 12th, driving the number 21, Global Industrial Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing. 31 years old from Winston, Georgia, Austin Hill. The car is in the owners' playoffs. Starting 11th, driving the number 18, Sound Gear Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. 19 years old from Eden Prairie, Minnesota, William Sawalish, the third rookie in the field. Now for the top 10. Starting 10th, driving the number 00, Ollie's Bargain Outlet Ford for Haas Factory Team. 28 years old from Alpine, California, Sheldon Creed, the third playoff driver. Starting 9th, driving the number 1, Bass Pro Shops, Clarion's Technology Chevrolet for Junior Motorsports. 22 years old from Mooresville, North Carolina, Carson Quapple, the fourth rookie and playoff driver, though the one is not in the owners' playoffs. Starting 8th, driving the number 54, Operation 300 Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. 20 years old from Artesia, New Mexico, Taylor Gray, the fifth rookie in the field. Starting 7th, driving the number 16, Leaf Filter Gutter Protection Chevrolet for College Racing. 24 years old from Middletown, Connecticut, Chris Shadekis, the sixth rookie in the field. Starting 6th, driving the number 2, Wheelan Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing. 20 years old from Menlo Park, California, Jesse Love, the fifth playoff driver. Starting 5th, driving the number 48, Dios Azul Tequila Chevrolet for Big Machine Racing. 24 years old from Miami, Florida, Nick Sanchez, the seventh rookie in the field. Starting 4th, driving the number 19, Young Life Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. 41 years old from Tampa, Florida, Eric Almirola, which is 19 is in the owners' playoffs. Starting 3rd, driving the number 20, Menards Nibco Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. 28 years old from Atlanta, Georgia, Brandon Jones, the sixth playoff driver. Starting outside pole, driving the number 88, WeatherTech Chevrolet for Junior Motorsports. 19 years old from Mooresville, North Carolina, Connor Zilich, the highest starting rookie and the seventh playoff driver. And on the pole, driving the number 7, Brandt Chevrolet for Junior Motorsports, with a pull time of 30.157 seconds and an average speed of 179.063 miles per hour. 39 years old from Riverton, Illinois, Justin Allgaier, the final playoff driver. That is your starting lineup for today's Focused Health 302. All right. And we get back to the
for his first career Xfinity Series win. Dylan.
In
so
the
close
0-0
last
team
year.
enters Las Vegas on the strength of the second best finishing average in the first round, but with the most points to make up at 13. Consistency at times this year has been a hallmark of this group, and a good first round gets you to this point, but now is the time to step up. Vegas was the first intermediate track that Sheldon drove a Haas factory car at earlier this year. The setups in the car have evolved. Crew Chief Jonathan Toney told me earlier today they've got these cars as good as they've been all year. And Sheldon told me before we spoke to him on the interview just a little bit ago that he feels really good about this. I think they're confident in the 0-0, and that first win may be as close as ever, and no better time to get it done than here tonight.
Sheldon Creed enters the round of 8, 13 below the playoff cut line. 2 out, starting 6 tonight. Jesse Love, here's 2 radio.
Up with safe, guys. Be solid all day is all we ask for. We can do this. I feel like we have a really good car today. You got this. You run really good here. Let's make every decision count, okay? Yeah, absolutely. Take care, be safe. Have a good day. Lock in.
I'd say 2 radio pre-race this season, undefeated. We hear from everybody there, the owner, the driver, and the crew chief. Pacing the field tonight, the Toyota GR Supra. Mention it all, Junior Motorsports front row, 8th time they've done it in the campaign, 12th career pole for Justin Allgaier. He takes the inside lane to his right, the man who's been red hot, the rookie, Connor Zilich. Allgaier won here in the spring. Zilich has been a runner-up in the last
All right,
201
laps around the
races
1.5
this
mile.
We begin the round of 8.
Tri-oval.
One of those
Here we go.
drivers wins
Junior
today.
Motorsports
They're
leading the
going
field
NASCAR's
to green.
promised
We're
land.
green at Las Vegas.
Championship 4. Off we go in Sin City.
See, Allgaier actually moved
Allgaier's
up in front
already
of
clear
Connor
of
as soon as he got
Zilich.
cleared.
Jones trying to follow through on the
That clean
inside.
air around the bottom. The bottom, for some reason, in the spring race was even kind of the preferred lane, and we referenced that, Adam.
Kyle Busch was there. Talk about it.
These mile and a half is better, but the bottom was dominant here this spring.
You just feel like the momentum off of 2.
Jones to second.
The outside lane is going to sling you forward, and it doesn't.
All right, Zilich trying to get a run on the high side. Luke back around the 20.
Zilich not going away in the 88.
Yeah, you saw Zilich look like he almost got
Almost
Jones
getting a little
bit
push from
loose on the
Almirola.
bottom. Eric's giving him a push now down the front stretch. What's he going to do with the momentum he has?
Eckes up to
They
6,
enter
and then
into
have to gain a
turn 1.
+1.
Allgaier is committed to that white line. He said it in the pre-race show. Staying on that white line as far as he can around the corner. A lot of grip down there for the guys.
Zilich to second, so teammates from JRM 1-2. Teammates racing for third. Eric Almirola, the
Sanchez
19,
in that blue
gets
car
that
with the
third
chrome.
spot. Jones falling back, and here comes a non-playoff driver, Nick Sanchez, in that blue number 48.
Yeah, did you see
Almirola
Christian
to the
Eckes
inside
moving
of
on 3 and
Zilich,
4? I
trying to
don't
get
think
to
there was any
second.
contact, but he got extremely loose as Taylor Gray
Sanchez
was
to the
able
outside
to
of Jones.
get
He's going to
inside
get
of him.
fourth, it looks like, on that outside
We're about
lane.
to have a replay of how the spring race ended with Allgaier leading and Almirola in second. 19 down inside of Zilich and trying to get that runner-up spot away.
And Connors just wanted to have one lap around the bottom, kind of normal. As you see the 19 overdrove that corner intentionally, trying to clear the 88. Now he's going to slide up in front of him.
Now, I thought we were going to see that crossover, 88 driving down low, but he just couldn't get there.
Yeah, it seemed like Connor maybe lost
That's
just
a
a little
lap.
bit of
Allgaier.
momentum right there.
Just saw the flash. Allgaier turned the fastest lap of the race, the Xfinity fastest lap. You see the purple stopwatch.
Three wide back in the pack.
And you also
Waffle.
see the 8 playoff
Eckes,
drivers
Love.
highlighted in blue. One of them wins today. Their name will be highlighted in green, signifying they have advanced to the championship 4. You referenced Eckes. Here he is, racing for position. Jesse Love in the 2. The 1
Love's got Austin Hill behind him.
21 Austin
Or
Hill.
your
Didn't
teammates,
advance to
8th
the
and
playoffs,
9th.
but he is
Hill
always good
recently
on the
eliminated,
bottom
don't forget
half.
that.
You know, look how committed everybody is to the bottom right now. I'm hoping that as the tires start to wear off, we saw second half, maybe almost 2 seconds of fall off at the end of practice, that guys will start having to search around, trying to find some grip. We know that the preferred lane is around the bottom when there's a lot of grip, but we're going to hope that this track can widen out just a little bit.
Sieg got out of line, tried to get a spot away from Quapple. Looked like it almost got away from him in the 39. Let's go look back and look at the start of this race.
Have a little bit of a stack up right there. You see some of those guys having to jump out of line. It shouldn't be any issues with them. They all got back in line. They want you to stay in line until you get to the start-finish line before you can pull out. But a little bit of an accordion effect right there.
One of the drivers in the middle of that, playoff driver Sammy Smith. And if you go back to this race a year ago in the playoffs, it was a restart where things got stacked up, tore up the nose of his race car, and really took him out of contention. Smith not great in qualifying today, back in the 18th spot right now. The worst of those still alive for the championship.
Jones fading just a little bit here. He looked good in practice, seemed optimistic about his car, but just doesn't have the grip that he
Jones
needs. He's racing his
falls
teammate
back
Taylor
to
Gray
5th.
right there.
Looks like he's going to lose
Ooh,
5th
sliding up in
teammate
front
Taylor
of him.
Gray, who was booted out of the championship, I think, by a point or two, if I recall, last time around.
To the 6th position after going by his teammate. They're going back and forth here for that spot. And that next car you see sneaking in, Christian Eckes, is one here in the Truck Series. Didn't make the playoffs as a rookie, but he circled this event saying, I know I can get it done. Has always been one of his better racetracks. And Jesse Love pulls out of line with him. Looked like the 2 was going to make it 3 wide into the corner. He thinks better of it.
Yeah, and Jesse Love had an incredible qualifying lap going and missed 3 and 4. As you see, he gets to the inside of Eckes, who got tight behind Taylor Gray. Going to get a push maybe from his teammate right there behind on the apron. I think both those RCR cars are going to be good. I thought Love was a little better in practice. Heard that pep talk. I'm with you. I love hearing RC get on the radio. Danny Stockman, his crew chief. These guys are committed and they're hungry.
I love the respect when you talk about Danny Stockman, the crew chief.
Jones is hold on to second thus far, though. He's still battling fiercely with that 19. Looking at their margins, they're not too far behind the 7.
For the round of 8, man, he put that that front of the white line, and that Chevrolet was dancing a bit. But Love is up to 6th in the running order.
One thing pretty encouraging right here, you see Eckes on the outside of Austin Hill. It's not just totally bottom dominant down in 3 and 4. It seemed like Eckes was able to get a little bit of momentum. You see Carson Quaffle in that #1 Bass Pro car right behind them, running just a little bit higher as well. Hopefully they can get that worked in.
Our focus has been in the top 10, but Sheldon Creed going in the wrong direction. Double Zero is
not far
falling
behind.
to 20th.
So
here's their
Creed
team
lost
radio.
10 spots.
I don't know, for whatever reason, I'm just super on top of the racetrack. Yeah, copy. I told
Looks like
him
he's
there's a
loose.
couple laps to go here. Just hang on to it. We'll keep working on it.
So what he's referencing right there is just no grip. Like when you say you're on top of the track, you just, when your car's in the track, you feel like you have a lot of grip, in control. He just, you know, they've got a baseline from what they had in practice, and he thinks the grip level has just dropped off significantly. The lap times are quite a bit slower, so I would assume everybody's feeling that, and on top of that, in that dirty air, just no grip. As you see, got a little battle right here for second.
Almirola about got there earlier. Then he lost that spot. Now back underneath the
Still holding
88.
on
These two
still.
going back and forth. This has been good
We're in the
stuff
middle
watching
of the track
them
there.
race behind Justin Allgaier. About a second behind the race leader is this duo going for the runner-up spot.
Yeah, and the one thing, if you go back, ooh, look at Allgaier actually searching around a little bit in the middle of the racetrack in 3 and 4. Has a little bit of room, breathing room right there. He's either just searching for grip to see if he can find something better, or his car does not feel good on the bottom of that end. So he's just, you know, trying to find where he can create the best lap time. Really not any quicker than Zilich, who's in second right now. They're all searching around trying to find it.
Just over 10 laps in here in Las Vegas. Justin Allgaier started on the pole, and he's been the man in charge. And this move was key for Allgaier to get ahead of the curve and take the top spot. The reigning champ has his eyes on a return trip to the championship 4. 7 in command.
Men, get ahead of your curve bump. Explore Peyronie's
No, thank you.
disease treatment.
To celebrate the playoffs and having our first full year of NASCAR on the CW, we're giving away boxes of NASCAR trading cards courtesy of Panini. Scan the QR code to enter. I have a few.
We got to get you your own card.
Oh, you think I need
in the position you're in right here? Arms crossed.
I'm going to tell you, the
microphone on.
The market for that would be huge. I know Sam Mayer's got one. Let's check in there. Playoff driver in the 15th position, Kim.
Yeah, and coming into this race, Sam was really optimistic. Then after practice talk to
Mayer
him, and
is
maybe he lost
15th.
a little bit of that confidence, but there might be bigger issues for the 41 team. Take a listen to the most frequent radio.
Losing oil pressure.
Mayer losing oil pressure.
Oil light is flashing at me. And it's losing a little bit of cylinder. Tank is 300. I can't see pressure.
So losing both oil pressure and voltage. Jamie, how concerned would you be only 20 laps into this race if you were getting that from your driver?
Well, really concerned. I thought I heard him say the oil temp was hot. I didn't hear the voltage. The pressure dropping. I mean, gosh, normally you either have oil pressure or you don't. His lap times obviously aren't the fastest, but it's not like he's crawling out there right now. So I think your hope as a crew chief is that there's just a gauge that's malfunctioning, and that is a possibility. We've seen that happen more than once this year.
Saw Zilich go back and forth for second with Almirola. He might lose the third position to his best buddy. Jesse Love driving to the front, up to third now.
Two cars fast today.
Yes, he is.
I've been watching him, been able to make the bottom work. He's passed some cars here. Obviously didn't have the qualifying lap he wanted. A really good 1 and 2, missed it in 3 and 4. But look at the 2 car. I mean, the left front fender is below the white line. That car is hooked up right now.
Run
Here's
really
what I
well.
would say about him, too. If you go back to the spring, he finished third, and he did that after they had a penalty for an uncontrolled tire. So the finish, even though it was third, really didn't show off how good they were in that race, and he's able to complete the pass.
I can tell you, when you pass the 88 this year and drive away, things are going your way, for sure. The 88's been the best car we've known the last 17 weeks.
And when Zilich is running outside the top 2, you're like,
the world's coming to an end.
The sky is falling. Here's their team radio as Brandon Jones goes knocking on the door.
Holy, this is crazy. We're pretty gusty here, so kind of stay safe, and it picks up every once in a while. Probably gets a big gust every once in a while.
And we get a caution. Debris on track. Saw one of the NASCAR monitors that was focused on that. And, this comes at an interesting time on how you manage the race. You get it 24 laps in, 21 laps to go in the stage. Might be a little early to flip it. And you got 4 sets of tires laying, but you want to make sure you got a couple of sets of tire stickers
like a rod
in the pit area for that final stage. So, you know, someone might be willing to gamble here and come down and get a set of tires, maybe come down, put on no tires, go fuel and an adjustment, but giving up a set of tires midway through the stage, you know, would be
Long
surprised
race.
if we see someone up front do that.
Yeah, it'd be tough to do if you're, especially for one of these playoff guys. Make sure you've got what you need for the end of this. I couldn't tell what that was. It was fairly large on the backstretch, but it was hard to make out if it was a brace or exactly what was laying on the track over there.
Yeah, I saw that surface a couple of times on one of our other monitors, so I knew that NASCAR was keeping an eye on it, and eventually they felt like they needed to throw the caution for that debris on track.
See, the pits were open. Nobody yet. Any takers? It's looking pretty lonely down there. 00 definitely needs. Yeah, Sheldon Creed. It's a good time.
Well, I think the
even if
8
they don't
should
put
also
their tires
pit.
on, they can come in. If anything, you
Let's
can just
see,
see
Creed's there,
if you
Dean
have a
Thompson's
tire
there.
going soft.
They had fallen outside the top 25. Here's the 00, Dylan.
And Sheldon had come on the radio and just revalidated their concerns about being on top of the racetrack. Said he was super loose and just having to basically creep around the bottom. So as you see here, they're not going to change tires, but Jonathan Tony, the crew chief, said they're going to make a big swing at it. Wedge and track bar there to just try to help the 00 at least stay on the lead lap here. I think that was the biggest concern there under green, is they were maybe going to be in danger of losing a lap. So hopefully these adjustments will help.
Caution, perhaps a bailout for Sheldon Creed, one of our playoff drivers, off to a slow start. No issues for the reigning champ. Been a strong outing so far for number 2. These are the faces that you need to know. All of them entered today believing they are the one that will celebrate.
Just wait. My computer is, my fan is going for the first time in a long time. I don't really know why. I'm gonna shut off all the apps. Maybe it's because I'm trying to. Petit Le Mans ends in about 3 hours. 2 hours, excuse me.
Save when you bundle home, auto, and motorcycle insurance. Visit Progressive.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by Credit One Bank, NASCAR American Express Car. You know, we did practice in qualifying earlier. The temperature was 85 degrees. If you just look, it's a beautiful Saturday in Las Vegas, but it is windy.
Unless you have a hat on. The wind is gusty. I mean, it's blowing 18.5 miles per hour right down the backstretch, gusting up to 30. You see that flag. Drivers can see that as they exit the corner. And what happens is it makes you loose into 3 because you have a tailwind, but it makes your car feel really good in 1. And it messes with you in the car because your car feels so stuck in turns 1 and 2. You then overdrive turn 3.
Ready for the restart? The field is set for the Echo Park restart zone. Echo Park Automotive, where car buying is easier, better, and happier. Allgaier, the control car.
Here we go. Green, green, green.
I think the guy we got to watch is who's right behind Allgaier. Jesse
to the
Love, you
left.
see right
Coming
there.
to the
He's gonna
inside.
make it
3 wide.
Yes.
And now Marola looks for to get the lead. Love is that. Looks like he's ahead of Allgaier.
And there he goes.
Yeah, and a lot of times that won't work because you'll lose the momentum on the inside. And see if the 19 able to clear him right here as they go down the backstretch. No, Love's still inside of him right there. tell you, the 2 car, oh, he got loose a little bit right
loose.
there.
Zilla's up to third. He's finally passed Allgaier. Zilla's finding a way to get past Love. Almost side by side with his best mate.
Right there as well. Yeah. Crossing over at the start-finish line, 88 is.
A little bit of blocking going on from the 2, and the 88 gets inside of him.
And Zilla the second.
Jesse Love, I think, needs to be on the bottom. That's where his car has looked the best. You see Allgaier's right behind him, running that bottom, going to get to his inside. It's one of those things, if he just could have cleared the 19, the difference this would have made.
It's just a reminder of how big momentum is on a restart at one of these mile-and-a-half racetracks. You got to have it.
Well, you almost wonder, should the 2 have saved doing that, right? Because the next time we have a restart, all the spotters, if the 2's behind him, is going to remind him, he hung the 7 out, he'll probably do it to you too.
The other side of that is, though, you know, you're 20 laps, maybe just outside of 15 laps to go to the stage when you get the restart. If you can get the lead, get the clean air, win a stage, you control the race.
Yeah, get it.
When it doesn't work out, right, it's the other side of the equation, as you said. Ryan C. continues
He's up to
the
fifth
climb.
now. He's got by Jones.
Wow, what a run for him. We talked about ran second here a year ago. Probably had the best car at the end. Allmendinger was able to get the win. But the 39
Hill,
had high
Jones,
expectations
trying to get by. So those 2 cars trying to get by Brandon Jones. They get by him. Here comes Nick Sanchez trying to do the same.
Green flag run when
Sheldon Creed has not been able to make any headway. He's back in 33rd.
Allmendinger couldn't quite complete the pass. Allmendinger goes on to win the race. C was second, one of his 5 career runner-up finishes. Eckes having a good day. Sanchez has drifted a bit since he had that early pop-up inside the top 5. And Sam Mayer, I mean, not having a great start to this race, but here he is in the top 10. He wants those stage points.
So the one thing that could be happening, and I've had this happen before, is when you have these massive wins and you get that big gust of wind, like down the front stretch, it will bog the engine down. You think about it, it's a 30-mile-per-hour wind. That changes the pitch of the engine. Maybe the fact that if that gauge is messing up, listen, there's a lot of mental games that happen in a race car. They know how much is on the line, how important this race is, to make it to the championship. So maybe a little bit of frustration, but it looks to me, he's up to 9th. That engine seems to be running right now.
When you look at the impact of the points on where they're running, Zilich at plus 80, Allgaier at plus 45. Both came in a really good spot, and they've only helped themselves as we hit now 12 laps to go in the stage.
Eric Almirola let an Almirola escape.
He led 51 laps here in the spring, won a stage, was second to Allgaier. I'll tell you what, though, this could be a fun race to the end of the stage because Connor Zilich is hanging right there, and they've already had a good battle earlier racing for second.
He is, and the one thing that I want you to watch is Connor Zilich is behind him, is if he can stay a little bit lower, further around the corner. Now, Zilich is going to choose to run the middle through here, try to miss the bump, see if he can generate a little bit of momentum. But what I saw the last time they went through 3 and 4 is Connor was able to run just a little bit lower, longer around the corner. And that's just something that, as you sit and watch, that car's handling better because of that.
A little wiggle from the 88. And another wiggle.
Get down on the line. You see how Connor's
another
just
wiggle.
that little bit lower right there? It can make a big difference in momentum down the front stretch.
You can look at all the stats you want, and you know right away, Zilich is really good. The one most impressive trait to me for him in his rookie season,
here goes to the inside.
The ability to improve as the race goes on.
Absolutely. Now, Eric Almirola saw what happened the last lap. Connor ran through
reacted.
the middle.
I thought it might have been able to get side by
Eric's
side. He didn't. Almirola's holding on. Got to the 310.
Quick decision. Looked like he almost missed the bottom that last time through there. See both of them run the bottom again. Connor, once again, though, just a little bit lower. It takes a lap or two at him to get that momentum built up in order to generate the pass.
3 playoff drivers inside the top 5. Almirola, part of the Owners' Championship, is leading. Talked about Ryan
Hill
C.
is
Can't say enough
7th.
about the day for Christian Eckes in 6th. Austin Hill up there as well. Sam Mayer has climbed to 8th. Every position he gets is big as we talk about stage points, and we'll pay him out in what will be 8 laps to go this time around as we look toward the end of stage 1.
The other thing that's sticking out to me is I know Jesse Love almost got to the lead on that restart, fell back to 4th. You see him top of your screen behind Allgaier. If this race will stay green, it looks to me like the 2 car is the best car on the long run. If we can get a long run like we had in March, that'll pay big dividends for the 2 car.
I just think this race is so hard because practice is middle of the day. You race late afternoon into the evening. Track is changing, that long run. I mean, this is a tough day for everybody. Carson Kvapil, 11th.
Oh, these two have been going at it for a while. They were 3 wide a little bit ago. As you see, 25, sneaking underneath the 18 right there.
William Sawalich in the 18, DNF here in the spring, wrecked on the opening lap. Saw Harrison Burton there, and got to pay off that he announced this week he will not return to AM racing in 2026. Should know pretty soon what his future plans hold, but we know he will not be back driving that 25. Such a great job by him this year getting them into the playoffs.
There you go, Jesse Love. I talked about it. Really good on the long run. You see, able to run. Gosh, he can run so low on the racetrack. And Allgaier mentioned in the pre-race show that that was the key here in March of him being able to win, is just run lower, longer than all these guys. I think Jesse's car is a little bit loose, so that's why he can run the bottom, but he tends to get loose in these situations right here with the car to his outside. I think he looks a little bit better in turns 3 and 4 than he does 1 and 2. See if he can clear Justin. Justin's going to race him hard, knowing that getting down to the end of the stage, just 6 laps to go.
So tight, almost contact as they hit turn 3. Love able to make the pass. 2-car up to 3rd. Let's get a report. Brandon Jones, playoff driver, back in 18th, Dylan.
Yeah, we'll give you a Toyota driver update on the 20, who has just hemorrhaged spots here after this restart. He was tight on the first run, and when they fired off, it seems to have just gotten worse. He said on throttle, it just does not turn. And this is not what they wanted. As one of the teams that really had this one circled as one that wasn't a must-win, but they had to have a good day, had to capitalize on the strength of their mile-and-a-half program. One of those goals was stage points. They were in a position at the end of that first yellow to get some. They were up front in the top 5, and since then have dropped from 3rd, basically, or 6th, I guess, where they restarted, to now 18th. So they're going to have to take a big swing at this 20 car here to try to get the balance back in the right direction and kind of salvage a decent day.
Yeah, I mean, he's lost 15 spots. The one thing I would say that helps Jones, there's only 4 playoff drivers inside the top 10 and in a position to get stage points. So while you might not
he's had a good
one,
recovery.
there's some other guys that aren't getting them either, and maybe at the end of the day, that math all helps you out.
The other thing that you got to keep in mind for all of these guys is if your car's not good right now, this race is going to go into dark, and the balance is going to change for all these guys. They're going to have to keep up with it. The track tends to get freer. That might help someone like the 20.
Sun will set in an hour, and not only will the track change, these drivers are going to have to deal with the sun going down. There's Sammy Smith radio. He's scored 18th right now as he goes around Jones.
Just have no power. Like, I don't know what the problem is.
Well, he's by Jones. He's currently in, actually, I don't even know where he is. There's Austin Green, who's had a good run. Sheldon Green's up to 26th, by the way. He was 33rd when I commented on him having not advanced.
Gotta think that's the win, right? To have 2 guys say the same thing, and his reference was more that it seemed like he was getting pulled on the straightaway, but maybe it's the guys getting a little bit of draft. But to hear 2 people say that and knowing that the wind's gusting up to 35 miles per hour at them, I got to think that's what they're feeling in the car.
I just think about the start to the round of 12 versus the start to the round of 8. By this time at Bristol, he was already done for the evening. So he's way ahead of the curve right now when you consider the results of the first race in each round so
last
far.
lap of the stage.
That because we heard Sammy talk to the crew chief spotter, and then we heard just the crew chief and spotter, and he's like, nah, he's just got to get on the gas.
Right.
I'm like, Sammy doesn't want to hear that.
Final lap, stage 1. Going to pay some points out here. Eric Almirola out front. Won a stage here in the spring, as we said. Strong race car. Joe Gibbs Racing has won here on 4 different occasions. And it was a Joe Gibbs Racing Junior Motorsports back in the spring.
Almirola comes to the flag and wins stage 1. Zilich second, Love third.
Who came in 57
Fourth, Allgaier.
above the cut line. He
Fifth
will have that.
is Ryan
Love
Sieg.
with a great start. Allgaier in the top 5. Ryan Sieg there as well. Only other playoff driver to get points, Sam Mayer, who was 8th.
6th is
Second
Austin
caution
Hill.
of the day
7th, Christian Eckes. 8th is
we
Sam Mayer.
wrap
9th, Taylor Gray.
stage
10th,
1.
Nick Sanchez. I'm going to check with the pitching at Lamar.
BetMGM has tools in place to help you be more responsible, like deposit limits and timeouts. Using your tools wisely can get you places. Plan how you bet before you bet.
Let's see. Action Express.
Yellow, maybe, but if not, there's going to be a splash needed, you would think.
Action Express leads in. Action Express leads Cadillac. AO leads 99. Sorry, AO Racing leads LMP2. One team is working on mechanical issues. Oh, United Autosports 22, second in points in LMP2. The battle is all but over now for that championship. So look, AO Racing will win the LMP2 championship.
Something in the suspension there, like a ball joint or a push rod. Yeah, I think.
Looks like a push rod, but I'm not all that familiar with the front suspension on this car, but obviously it was a big enough hit that it bent it, and they're going to have to replace it.
Some angulated arm that has to connect to the bottom of the upright there. But they have to finish in the top 5 to even stand a chance. Excuse me, the top 4. P5 or worse is not going to get the job done, and there's still a lot of really fast LMP2 cars out there, so looks like it's going the way of these guys, the 99 squad. They had the lead with Johnny Edgar still behind the wheel.
Dane Cameron will be finishing out the day for AO Racing.
He was in early. I think he was in early, or is that Edgar? Was it 3 hours? 3 hours?
Yeah, I saw Dane in there.
Yeah. But you just never know, and it's why you can't even say, well, they're in a bad place now, so it looks like they're in the catbird seat, because we still have an hour and 51 minutes to go. We were talking earlier.
I wonder if they'll show me the rest of
There's one full course caution, if not 2, in the last hour of this race. So it's one of those things that also you've been abusing the equipment for the last 8 hours plus, and it only is going to take maybe one more whack of a curve or one more side-to-side hit before you have the problem that we saw on the 22. So we are far, far from done. 18.
They're doing pit stops. Looks like Jesse Love will win the race off pit road. Love, Almirola, Hill, Zilich, Allgaier, Mayers, Ryan Sieg, Sawalid, Sanchez, Eckes. Hearing Sanchez speeding.
Yeah, they've actually drafted in an old engineer friend of mine, Dave Bembo, used to run cars back in the Formula 3 days when I was there in the early 80s, and he got drafted in. He's actually worked with Ollie Jarvis. He's driving the car right now in DTM over the years, just a legendary engineer. He said, I'm trying to retire, but they keep knocking on the door and asking me to come back, and spoke to Ryan DL, who's still there in a bit of a mentor role with that group, and he said, he is the bee's knees. He's worked with everyone and everybody, and he really knows how to get the job done. It's really, he's got a smile on his face. He's got great energy as well as really.
22 getting rolled away.
Looks like that suspension change or fix to the 22 is good enough to fire back.
Oh, I guess 22 is fixed. Okay. Well, still not winning the title in LMP2.
Jump back out there, you get the laps in, and if something happens to another car,
Well, I'd love to see the GTD titles or how they're running.
you never give up. 22 back out there, 99 leading, and really, if they finish there, there's no way anybody else can catch them. But again, it's why we race. Earl Bamber in front in the 31. That Cadillac squad, the Wheeland Engineering squad, they seem to have had a car underneath them the entire
Okay, Paul Miller Racing 48 leads GTD Pro, and Windward Racing 57 leads GTD.
It was so nice here all day long, and now as the temperatures are dropping, it's still working.
in and generate a result, and then all of a sudden, potentially 2 in a row here, they seem to be the dominant manufacturer.
They really do, and the 10 squad has had 3 podiums at the last 4 races. They really turned the tide a little bit mid-season. The Axel Express group we talked about, they're used to successes. You see James Collado here going side by side down the back stretch.
BMW, Ferrari, side by side, top speed look pretty even. What's it going to be like in the braking zone? Down the hill, tell those amber headlights on the GTD entries. We were talking about this earlier. I don't know why all the GT cars don't have amber lights, because they all run the same speed. Big time news here. Car 81, penalty incident responsibility.
The Dragon Speed Ferrari.
Drive-through penalty.
Wow, Costa's had a bit of a shocker here, to be honest with you guys. They put him in to seal the deal. Spoke to Rick Mayer, the engineer on the track.
Wait a minute. Where were they in points? Let me see if I can look it up.
He's so methodical. He's such a great thinker, but he's just got the bit between his teeth since he's been on board and had a lot of drama.
Got into an issue clearly with one of the 64 Ford Mustang there.
Can't serve it here.
No, this is a surprise.
He's out of energy, so he's got to do this, and then he's going to have to serve the drive now after that.
He'll almost certainly go.
Oh, Dragon Speed does not. No, they've been in.
The leader, Harper,
Dragon Speed.
has that chance.
Oh, it's a big penalty. Dragon Speed entered Petit Le Mans 18 points behind points leader, the number 3 Corvette.
Who leads the points in GTD Pro.
Down pit lane, it's a 32-second transition time. It's not exactly the same delta. About 20 seconds to come on the racetrack, but nonetheless, bit of pill this late in the going. We talk about having mistakes, having some incidents. We need it earlier in the going. They need a lot of help now. Now, is there a stall? What's going on here?
That's no life.
That's the 3, I believe. Matt?
And the 3 is in while all that chaos is taking.
To bring us all back to level.
I also like the fact that Jesse's going to have his teammate Austin Hill behind him. We saw, Jesse make it 3 wide on Allgaier. I think Hill, knowing what Jesse has on the line, even though he wants to win the race, I think he'll be a little nice here to teammates, see if he can get him pushed out front.
Control cars taking the inside lane every time today. Here comes Love and Almirola.
Green. Again at Vegas, stage 2.
Stage 2 underway at Vegas.
I think Jesse's going to clear him right here off 2. We saw the 19 get a huge run through 3 and 4 last time, but he's not going to be able to. Still side by side down the backstretch. Oh, he's right on his door. It's got to make that 2 car so loose. Gives him a little room here through the middle.
So it's the 3rd. Still side-by-side battle between Love and Almirola for P1.
Not going away in the outside lane.
Well, let's give an opening for the 88 as he tries it on the high side. Almirola blocks him. Still side-by-side for the lead.
The 19, if he can give him a push here.
It's a little help to Almirola on the high side.
Zilich wants to push him out there.
But Zilich can't clear Love. Almirola's out there on his own in the lead.
An assist from the 88 of Connor Zilich.
Look at the 88 go through the middle of the corner right there. It looked like the 2 had him cleared. Connor gassed it up, was able to have that speed.
Almirola slides down in front of Love.
You got to think that we talked about the inside. That's where the leaders chose each time, but the outside's got the lead. I want to remember that later in this race if we get a restart.
I'm like you, though. I feel like, who's behind me on a restart can play, such a big role.
There's contact.
Zilich and Love, the 2 best buddies, getting together, racing for 2nd.
Connor all over the back of Jesse Love right here, just trying to get him cleared.
Austin Hill hanging around in 4th. Sam Mayer in the top 5.
A little bit of this is just side drafting. These guys both see Connor moving down, trying to slow down the progress of the 2. The 2's moving up, doing the same thing. You want to have that momentum on the entry to the corner. Hopefully you can drive in just a little bit deeper and clear that car on the outside.
How about Allgaier lost a spot on pit road, back to 6, trying to get it back inside of Mayer for a spot.
Didn't have the restart that he needed, but again, you see 7 just working that line, able to exit a little bit lower. It gets that car tight right in front of him.
This stage a little bit shorter after
Allgaier
everything
going
cycles
back to
through
the
with
start.
the pit stop. So
He
the
started
run
5th, hasn't been able
not
to
quite as
progress.
long. The
And then losing
aggression will
6th
be
and
on
6th and
high.
7th. Eckes and Mayer.
Like Sam got really tight.
Allgaier's back,
Eckes
holding on right now.
two,
Ryan
Eckes
Sea's trying to
gets
work
his
back up.
inside.
He's at
Oh,
8th right
39
now.
Gets loose inside of him.
I mean, that's what you talked about. You got to be aware of it, right? If you're in that inside lane, you can get sucked around. We've seen it so many times at this place.
Yeah, and all those guys are guarded. When you have someone on your outside, you're guarded down the straightaway, leading into the corner, knowing what you got to do later in the race. No one gives. Everyone gets on each other's doors.
88 radio riding third right now. Here's Zilich and crew.
Oh my God, that might be the most frustrating thing ever, is you're out there like trying to focus on what you're doing. And if they don't hear that in the pits and it just continues on and on and on, it sounds like someone's radio was either like the button either wasn't working, or it could be somebody even in the trailer out of in the pits. They don't even know that they're doing it. So at that moment, normally all the crew guys will throw their hands in the air, turn their radios off, and just let it be between the spotter and the driver.
Hey, let's drop back outside the top 15. Sheldon Creed right now finds himself 18th. I'd say ahead of schedule based on those early problems in the pit stop at that first yellow, Dylan.
Yeah, and they did make some changes again when they brought it down and took tires at the end of the first stage just to try to get him tightened up. Balance was still pretty free even after they took that big swing at it. So he at least got it better, and they told him on the radio, this is going to be a new car for you. We're going to reset here. Let's go to work. So he's done a good job. Just inside the top 20 right now, but cars seem to be a little bit better. Brandon Jones is another one, too, that we talked about. They had a tire going down on the right rear, which is why he dropped all those spots. So that explains the issues for the 20.
Jones 14th right now, battle for the lead. Love right there with Almirola.
We said this, early in the last stage. If you get a little bit of a longer run, doesn't look like the two-car has the short run speed, but his long run speed it's the best of anybody today. And the trend in this race is to get some longer runs. You see him trying to work some different lines, a little higher on entry. Look at how low he is. Get that fender all the way below the white line. A lot of grip down there for him.
Getting some of those shots looking down the back straightaway, sun going down. And what kind of a factor will that be for all these drivers as it sits lower and lower behind
Love trying to get under Almirola for the lead.
Ultra visibility coming off of turn 4. Boy, Love is just dogging Almirola here.
Yeah, he's got to get to his inside off of 2 so they can drag race, down the backstretch, because the 19's running the bottom, which is obviously where Jesse needs to be. You see Jesse working his hands back and forth inside of the car. You just lose so much grip when you're directly behind someone. On this end of the track, the 19's been running a lane up, which has left Jesse the bottom, which has been, you see now he changed it up again. That's what you do. If you're the leader, you just don't do the same thing over and over again. It's not just that you're trying to find where your car's the best, but you screw up the guy behind you. Even if it's not the better lane for you, you kind of throw that guy off of where he's going to run. It does seem like the bottom is dominant in 3 and 4.
The other thought I would wonder about here, Jamie, is if you're Jesse Love, you've got a 1-second advantage over third place Connor Zilich. And what kind of opportunities does that provide to experiment, knowing that you're out in front of the guy in third, and if you lose a little ground to the leader, it's not going to be the end of the world. There you see that, son. You're starting to get a glimpse of that.
Yeah, and this reminds me so much of the race we saw in March with Allgaier and Almirola, where it looked like the guy in second was quicker, but it's hard to get the speed generated without the top coming in at these tracks and get the pass. I mean, Eric's just kind of going where he thinks Jesse needs to be. I'd love to see Jesse try to run high and see if he can make any momentum up, but it just seems like the bottom is where he wants to be, and it's where there you go, right there. See, he moved up. See if he can generate any type of a run. I think you almost got to carry that further around the corner, though. Like you're slowing down and getting pointed and just not able to carry momentum like that.
5 playoff drivers inside the top 10. Carson Kvapil up to 9th. He didn't get stage points in that opening stage. Just about halfway through stage 2, it's Almirola in front of Love.
Okay, your home, auto, and business vehicle are all protected with Progressive. Nice. It gets a bit overwhelming running a business and a family. Ooh, sounds like someone could use a vacation. A what? a vacation, like taking a break from the stresses of life and work.
Oh, like when I'm logging everyone's hours so I get to sit for a while.
No.
Oh, like when I'm making a delivery in my van and a song comes on that I like.
No.
So like when I take my work van to the car wash and it's all quiet in that tunnel for like 5 minutes.
No, it's like when you go away and you take pictures and, I don't know, I've never been on one either.
Dinner time is going to be easy tonight. Wings to go for game time.
They say patience is a virtue. I say game's on in 15 minutes.
Which is why we got to go. It's to go time. I'll go start the car.
Ever wonder how NASCAR Cup Series playoffs work? Outlast the pack, finish first among the championship 4, and you're doing donuts in victory lane. Now you're up to speed. You in?
It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life
for me. Number 6 Porsche has been closing in on the 31 Cadillac for the lead. Gap is 2 seconds right now. In their class, which is last, basically. It's like TDS Racing has just passed the number 22 for second in the Olympia 2 points. Although news for the pit stops.
Carla Metz in the CW garage, 20 laps to go, second stage. Almirola trying to get the sweep. A half a second in front of Jesse Love. Zilich and Allgaier in the top 5 as well. And in 5th right now is Austin Hill. How about this battle between 2 veterans?
You see again, just doing that side draft. Austin Hill trying to slow the momentum down. Justin's just trying to take his natural arc into the corner. We've seen that 2 or 3 times tonight of guys side drafting down the back stretch. Let's hear what Allgaier had to say.
Up to 9th.
Good work, good patience. You can only block for so long being a dude jerk. Yeah, you were very patient there. All right, let's take off and go.
A little frustration there from the 7. Maybe making a light of it as well, but I think he was aggravated with Austin doing a little blocking.
I just love that happens. You and I are on the chip watching it. And Eddie DeHaan, who's got, fully invested in this team winning a championship and just steady as can be, right?
Boy, yeah, see alive. Come on, wake up.
Now, Jim Poulter, although I think his stress level's gone down a little bit this year after winning a championship, he'll get animated too.
Those guys are much more relaxed this year, without a doubt. I mean, and Justin referenced that after winning the championship. Had such a good car at the start, got behind on that restart. It seems like that car doesn't fire off as well. Very similar to Jesse Love, and it's been a little harder to pass than what we've seen. And honestly, I feel like it was that way in March. I was hoping the hotter temps tonight would maybe widen the racetrack out a little bit, but it's just been bottom dominant all night long for almost all of these guys. The only people we see go to the top are the ones really struggling with handling. Everybody else right around the bottom.
Reference when we went to break a while ago, 5 playoff drivers in the top 10. Carson Kvapil.
And there goes the stream. There we go.
Yeah, and in this rookie campaign, I talked to him this morning, and he said, look, 1.5 racetracks for me still are something that I'm a little uncomfortable with. I'm trying to learn, you know, as a short track guy, you really generally only have one lane. So when you come to these big, fast racetracks where the corners are bigger and you've got a lot more options, he said, it's taken me some getting used to, but this place I feel really good at. They got a good restart to advance them into stage points positions, but now the message from Andrew Overstreet as crew chief is discipline, wrapping the bottom, being consistent, hitting the same marks lap after lap. Easier said than done, but now that they've kind of settled into some clean racetrack, that's the focus on the one.
I think without a doubt, and I say this from experience, when you have a teammate that's having the success that Connor Zilic is having, especially with them both being a rookie, it makes what Carson's having a good season, but when Zilic is having a historical season, it beats you up. It beats your team up, and it's just hard, and I hate that for him. Just
what is going
because
on?
I don't think he has run that bad.
like,
obviously, they want to get to victory lane, but the success that Connor has had makes it harder on those other teams.
I think it would be hard on Allgaier, and he's won a championship and one of the best drivers all time in the series.
Yep.
Much less a fellow rookie in Carson Kvapil. And now we go back to this battle for the lead.
Well, seemed like,
oh, look out. Austin Hill
Oh,
hanging out to it.
big wiggle for 21. C gets by for 5th.
C goes by.
Try going down on 21.
I think that's
That'll hurt him
saying
for the
we might
owners
have a tire going
championship.
down. I think Austin just got on the apron, using it to turn the car just a little bit. Used just a little bit too much. You see Sieg's right behind him. Let's see if that plays any factor in this.
Nope.
No, you see that car? Look at that.
I think it was 20 degrees the wrong way.
Look at that.
Incredible. Sideways in the corner, gathers it up, and I realize they're spread out in the middle of this run, but he only loses one spot.
Well, and what happens when you start to correct that, if it hooks, like especially hitting the apron like that, it's head on into the outside wall. So great job by Austin to be able to hang on to that. Kim, what's he saying?
Yeah, nice save. Right before that, he said the car is absolutely not driving the same. He said it's so easy to snap loose. And he said,
well, now the sun's setting. You see the shadow.
So disconnected that car is in terms of what it's doing as the sun continues to set here at Vegas.
Yeah, nightmare for a crew chief. You just want to have one problem. If you're tight, it's easy to free the car up. If the car's loose, it's easier to tighten it up. But when you fight two things, you just have to pick the bigger one. And sometimes they can try to adjust multiple things on the car, but really hard to be able to fix.
His teammate having no issues right now. I mean, Love has been so consistent in this race. And even if he's not able to get around Almirola and win this stage with what will be 10 to go, he just keeps putting more and more stage points in the bank, which is huge when you talk about trying to advance to the championship 4.
Yeah, and I like seeing him just not run right behind Eric. Without a doubt, he's a little bit quicker than Eric is, but Eric's kind of committed to that bottom, and you see Jesse that last lap through 3 and 4 move up a lane, just trying to find a little bit of grip. Honestly, Adam, I think that it's going to become even more dominant as the sun goes down, because typically as the track gains grip, it's normally, they'll migrate to the bottom when you go from a daytime to a nighttime race. So these guys are going to have great pit stops, execute great restarts, get what they can. The 2-car, like I say, if they can make that thing take off just a little bit better, I think on the long run, he's the best car. It's like he struggles just a little bit for those first 2 or 3 laps, and that's where he's lost the lead both times.
Yeah, but you took the words right out of my mouth. It really magnifies what we'll have on pit road as far as the importance there, and then taking advantage on those restarts when you know you can go and grab a spot or two. Kim?
Yeah, Adam, both you and Jamie have mentioned restarts for the 2, and that's something that crew chief Danny Stockman harped on before the green flag even flew. Under the pace laps, he said, you have to focus on restarts all day long. He said, get you some, a very Danny Stockman phrase, but Jesse was so confident coming into this race. He told me he hit on some things on the sim, and the team has hit on some things overall on even intermediates. They felt like they had a contending car that could take the win here this evening, Dylan.
The 8-car, Sammy Smith, felt that same way. Felt like in the spring they were good on the short run, so wanted to bring something back that was a little bit better on the long run. But it has been a uphill climb, to say the least, for Sammy Smith and that entire group, running in the 24th spot right now. The wind seems to be affecting their car maybe more than any other car. Sammy has come on the radio and said it feels like the wind is basically driving this car, and then out of nowhere, the last couple laps, he said it's on the verge of wrecking. Feels like something's broke maybe. There's just
Reed
zero
is
rear
up to
grip. So
15.
the 8 car, another group that is going to have to take a big swing out here on these stage 2 stops and continue to scratch and claw as they've done all playoffs just to try to make something out of this day.
It's so hard to play from behind. They did it in the round of 12. It looks like that's going to be the situation for everyone in that 8 camp in the round of 8 as well.
Yeah, and the 8 car's been off since they unloaded. He ran those first few laps of practice and thought it was on the splitter, and you could tell how bad it was by how animated Sammy was inside of the car. And you think back to Bristol, they had an engine issue early on. You mentioned it got behind. I would say tonight's even more frustrating for him because it's you know, it's just about getting your car to handle, and they just have not had it since they unloaded today.
As we head toward the end of the stage, want to pay off a driver that's made up some ground here, and that's Nick Sanchez, speeding at the end of stage 1 when they made their pit stop, but he's already back up to 13th,
Wow.
staying in the game. You know, they had speed early, drifted a little bit, and then the speeding penalty, which exaggerated their problems, but he's been able to hang around, and
not exaggerated.
There he is in the 48, just outside the top 10 as we hit 5 laps to go, stage 2.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive to be able to get by that many cars. We talk about seeing Nick's able to run middle of 1 and 2 right here. You got to think if his car feels good there, it's a little easier to pass when those guys are running right around the bottom. But you know, the affiliation that organization, that team has with RCR, and seeing how good Jesse Love is running. Well, look at that. I mean, right up against the wall.
That's encouraging,
really.
right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it is, especially if he's able to make lap time up there. You would think the spotters be screaming that somebody's doing that. His lap times are okay. They're not near as good as what the leaders are running around the bottom. So I would say Nick is probably just searching at the end of this stage, feeling around, and doesn't think he's going to get those 2 guys, the few in front of him. So you just search around and see if you can figure something out for this final stage.
Yeah, he's 3 seconds in front of Gray behind him, so the door is really open for him to go out and experiment, try to find some speed. Happy to hear that he's going to be back at Big Machine for his sophomore season in 2026, driving the 48. So with 3 to go in the stage, going to be 2.5 here. We focus on the front. Eric Almirola working some lap traffic. See if Jesse Love can utilize that to get back in the game, maybe steal a stage here. Coming up on Austin Green. 32 going to race hard to try to stay on the lead lap. 2 to go on the stage.
Yeah, it looked like Eric lost a bunch of momentum right there off of turn 4 as Love is able to close in 3/10 on that lap. You got to think lap traffic's played a huge factor in this. If Eric missed the corner, or maybe it's a big gust of wind. Look at the 2, though. I mean, continue to suck up right behind him. Whoa. Get to the inside here a little bit, see if he can pack some air. See the 2 gassed it up a little bit through the middle. Going to get tight, slide up on exit. They can try to run whatever lane Eric does it down here in turns 1 and 2 and see if he can generate a little bit of momentum. You got to make that decision right now on what lane you're going to run. Eric's on the bottom. I like how the 2 has stayed a little bit higher right there on exit. See if he can get any speed built up. Just doesn't look like he has the grip up there.
Last lap of the stage.
Turn 3, final time, stage 2. Eric Almirola looking to get the stage sweep. That stage win he had here in the springtime was his first and only stage win of the year.
Here he comes, Eric Almirola, going to sweep the stages here at Las Vegas. Love second, Gillett third, Allgaier fourth, Ryan Sieg in 5th. 6th to Austin Hill, 7th for Schneckes, 8th Sam Maynard, 9th Corey Day, and 10th is Carson
last
Kvapil.
fall when he won in Martinsville, Virginia. Good stage points tonight.
gets. Right here, man, that thing gets down on the apron. Thankfully, it doesn't hook. See Austin still riding out. Look at the wheel. He seems still, get back up on the track. Great job.
It was almost like a moment of overconfidence. Oh, well, not done yet. Reels it in, and through all of that, lost exactly one spot on track as Ryan Sieg scoots by.
We did the golden moment by Golden Corral in the golden hour.
Indeed, we did.
Amazing.
Yeah. You writing scripts now?
Well, I don't know, maybe.
What would be your #1 lottery pick as you select for the Powerball? What would be the #1 number?
If it was during the Xfinity race, it'd be the 88.
There you go. Why not? He's third at the end of the night, at the end of stage 2, I should say. But here he is when you look at stage points. He and Jesse Love, best of the bunch, both getting 17, 14 for Allgaier. 3 didn't get stage points, Jones, Smith, and Creed. Progressive Pit Road is open.
Right,
it played a role at the end of stage 1. It'll be big again, Kim.
Yeah, and lots of cars complaining of a tight condition. In fact, all 3 cars you're about to see make spots asking to be freed up, including Eric Almirola. Said, look, snug in general, but it plowed those last few laps. I felt like the right front just absolutely quit. They will make an adjustment to free him up. Jesse Love in the center said, free me up just a little bit. I need that run a little bit longer in terms of how it lasts. You saw the chassis adjustment. He asked for that track bar adjustment to crew chief Danny Stockman. And then again, tight on the 88. He said, I'm way too tight here. Free me up for the next run.
Race off Progressive Pit Road.
Zillich.
I mean, we're getting to the final
Dean
stage.
Thompson, okay.
And
Well,
look
must
at
have been like
this.
2 tires.
Zillich with a nice
Dean
move.
Thompson, Zillich, Love, Almirola, Hill,
Thompson
Jones,
at plus
Eckes, Mayer,
21.
Allgaier,
Gotta be some
Wallace.
kind of strategy there, perhaps even coming in. You know, you could have missed the pit box. Don't know exactly what happened there. Love loses 1, -3 for Almirola.
When my doctor gave me Breztri for my COPD, things changed for me. Breztri gave me better breathing, symptom improvement, and reduced flare-ups.
Breztri won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breztri more than prescribed. Breztri may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about Breztri.
And Doug.
Are you here for Tracy?
We're here for everyone. Limo and I help people save hundreds by customizing car insurance with Liberty Mutual.
We ordered a limo, not a limo.
Oh, yeah. We do that, too.
When my sore throat is cleared up in the morning.
Want to leave Vegas having a clean day, walking out with a lot of points. He entered Vegas with a 57-point lead over the Cut, which is the largest entering the round of 8 in series history. Of course, he set all kinds of records this year, but some that are on the table today. If he wins today, he'll be the youngest and the fastest to 12 career wins and the youngest to win here in Vegas.
It's just incredible. He's rewriting the record books. And we talk about rookies and success. A couple of rookies had problems there on that cycle of stops. Carson Quapple had a gun issue with the one, so he lost about 10 positions, and Eckes with a problem as well. And here you look at what Carla's talking about. Just across the board, everything that Zilich has been able to do this year, and it just keeps getting better and better, Jamie.
Yeah, look at that record for 10 different tracks he's been able to win at. And Adam, it just, I mean, you didn't see it at the beginning of the year. You knew he was talented. You knew he was going to run all the road courses, but he has done just exceptional job. And his timing being at JRM this year, you know, where they clearly have the best cars, it feels like week in and week out at any type track that we go to. But Connor's done the most to, you know, to make the most out of that situation.
Talked about the issues for Carson Quapple in the one, his teammate. Let's get an update there with Dylan.
Yeah, they lost about 10 spots on pit road. Had the socket on the air gun break off in the middle of them making that pit stop. So obviously presents a challenge there. You see it. There's the socket there on the right, snapped just right off the gun. So had to get that replaced, and but it did cost him a bunch of spots in that stop.
You talk about, you know, luck and being unlucky. Yeah, I think people make a lot of their luck, but that is just a, man, freak thing to have happen at a terrible time for the one car.
Well, they had a freak thing happen to him here in the spring when someone else's gas can went up under their car in a cycle of stops, and they short fueled it, had to come a second time under green. Eckes coming from deep in the field as well. They had to make a second stop. Front row here, the two best buddies, Connor Zilich in control to his right, Jesse Love.
Yeah, and Zilich took the inside. We've seen the outside be able to get the lead, but Connor got a massive launch right there in the restart zone. You see the 19s pushing the 2. That 2's gotten a little bit better. What about 3 wide right here? Brandon Jones on the outside of Sam Mayer. Oh, it's going to get tied on 2.
It's a restart. It's time to go. 3 wide to turn 3. Allgaier, Mayer, Jones, Sawalich is there. And how about the effort early from Corey Day? Driving the 17.
Corey Day it's been, a little contact right there with William Sawalich. No harm, no fouls. You see Day trying to get to the outside. A little bit of draft down the front stretch. Allgaier all by himself down there on the bottom.
Zilich now the
Day
leader because Thompson,
outside.
I guess, it must have been a mistake because Thompson's nowhere in the top 25.
Allgaier's car is similar to Jesse
Love.
Love. It just seems like it does not fire
right
off.
now.
You see contact with De Benedetto and Creed on the right hand of your screen.
Two great comebacks in
cutting
this
off
group.
Wallace.
Creed in that bright yellow double zero outside Nick Sanchez. Both struggled early. Sanchez had the penalty. Creed that extra pit stop, but here they are knocking on the door of the top 10.
Yeah, and you saw it. Corey was clear by like an inch when they said
next
clear.
mile will be halfway.
Had a little bit of a momentum on the outside, but fortunately no one tore up. You see Sammy Smith, a little bit of side draft, some frustration there. We saw them going crazy with the adjustments on pit road, Adam. I think I saw 4 rounds of wedge go in the left rear of that car. Not happy with the handling of the 8 car today.
Hidden Valley Ranch onboard camera. Sheldon Creed 11th, racing Sawalich. Quapple after the problems on pit road, driving back through in the 1 up to 13th.
And the outside on that restart, we saw a lot of guys working the 2nd and 3rd lane, and the momentum. Curious to see if it stays up there, if it was just the dirty air and having all the cars on the bottom of the track. Connor got a nice little lead right here. You can see the 2s doing a little bit of blocking with the 19. Jesse Love, you got to think in his mind, he's like, look, I just got to get 8 to 10 laps here. My car comes in. The fact that he moved up, though, already makes me think the handling might not be where he wants, or maybe the track is transitioning at him. We thought it would go to the bottom. Maybe it will slowly transition to the middle for these guys.
A little bit more arc into 3, but everything else is great.
So that's the 2 car getting a little bit of coaching right there, and they've told us that Jesse likes that. You know, he's like, listen, if you see somebody doing something different or something that I can do, tell me on the radio. I want to hear all the information I can, and if I can do that, that's what I'm going to do inside the car.
Zilich checking a lot of boxes. He's gone over 1,000 laps led in his career in only his 33rd start. He's now led in 19 consecutive starts, which is amazing. And oh, by the way, just set the fastest lap of the race. You see the purple stopwatch. Xfinity fastest lap right now belongs to Connor Zilich, as if he needed any more points, right?
Yeah, I mean, Adam, it's
Well,
unheard
win
of.
and
Like
lock himself
everything
in.
that Connor's been able to do this year, and it just continues. I kept saying at some point the law of averages has to catch up with the 88, and they'll have a bad weekend, but that has not happened yet.
Jesse Love, right of your screen, able to dance around Eric Almirola as they continue to go back and forth. And Almirola's there, but Jesse just trying to hang on to that second spot. This has been a good little battle here behind Zilich.
Brandon Jones on the left of your screen's made a tremendous recovery. Really struggled in the first stage. I think he was all the way back to 20th in that first stage. They've done a really good job adjusting on that car. I got to think the transition from day to night is helping the 20 as well. As you see, I love seeing the lanes. It's widened out a little bit. You see multiple lanes working in right now. All guys are committed to the bottom, the 20 and the 48. Both running that middle lane. Brandon's doing that on both ends and able to maintain, run good lap time. Ooh, it's getting close up front, Adam.
Look at this. I mean, we talk about Love in that second position. Almirola right there. Zilich not able to pull away.
Yeah, Zilich is going to want those guys to be side by side for a few laps here. I got to think Zilich had a really bad corner because he had a little bit of a lead. Lost about 3/10 on that last lap. The wind was huge earlier for him. Seems like that's calmed down a little bit.
Look at Almirola wound up outside lane.
Oh yeah, look at that. It's almost like the track has widened out as the sun has went down, because we didn't see anybody able to make that outside work earlier. Is Zilich going to side draft him a little bit here? They're getting close on the straightaway.
Almirola's led 63 laps tonight. Took the green and white checkered flag at the end of stage
Almirola
one.
to the outside of Zilich. Take the lead.
Oh, they're both
He
washing
won
way up
first
the
two
racetrack.
stages.
They're
And here he
gonna
comes,
get
the
stalled out and
19.
give Love an opportunity if they stay
About
side by side
three
right
quarters of
here.
car length in front.
Look how loose
Zilich
the
trying
19
to hold
is
that
as they let
inside
it transition
as they head down
from the
to the
straightaway
tri-oval.
into the corner.
Almirola gets sucked into the wall a bit by Zilich.
Deep breath. A little bit of damage right there to the right front, maybe fender of the 88. See if that affects him. You see it's pushed that fender in. These things are sensitive on a fast track like this.
Almirola
Not
clear
sure
for the
what role that
lead.
Played, but Almirola able to get around, pull in front of Connor Zilich for the race lead. Love waiting in the wings.
See, Connor starts to push up the racetrack right there. Eric's as high as he can go. Just a little contact. That left rear tire. Really curious, though, to see if it affects the balance of the 88 as they move forward. Rest of this race, I do like how this track's widening out, though.
You know, you didn't have to make a pit stop on fuel in stage one and stage two. You'll have to make one in the final stage, and everybody's got two sets of sticker
Dylan's back to third.
Strategy could play a role. Love through to second.
That's Love in
Almirola,
second.
Love, Zilich, Allgaier, Jones, your top five at Las Vegas.
Sometimes my moderate...
1 hour left at Petit Le Mans. Don't.
Your choices, yes, $1 million question. Got 10 seconds to give me all four of your answers. If you don't give me all four correct answers before 10 seconds is up, you win nothing. Got it. Ready to go? I'm ready to go, Chuck. Good luck to you, Curtis. Thank you very much. Here is your $1 million question. Which four of the following 8 television shows also hit the big screen as theatrical motion pictures? Hale's Navy, Hawaii Five-0, Melrose Place, Flintstones, Bewitched, Miami Vice, Dragnet, Beverly Hillbillies.
Flintstones, Bewitched, Dragnet, Hawaii Five-0.
Have it all?
I got it all.
Your 30 seconds starts now.
Okay, I know McHale's Navy was. I know
Never mind.
Flintstones got on
Sanchez, it seems like this car is pretty versatile.
Almirola,
25-30 laps
about
away
2/3 of a
from
second
green
lead
flag
over
stop.
just
If
11
everything
seconds.
were
So
to
it's
stay
back
the
in
way it is
third.
now, a green flag condition. So you wonder, how do things play out over the long haul? But these two
Sanchez
have
and
been really
Jones
good
dueling out
since
for
we began the
P5,
final
and Corey
stage.
Day trying to enter the
About the
conversation
one right
from
behind
7th.
him. That's another one that I think's having oh, it's going to be tight right there. Brandon got a big run off the top. But if you look right behind him, that car that we see in victory lane a lot, the 17 red, white, blue car, Corey Day. Talked about the amazing qualifying run he had at the Roval last week. God, Brandon and Sanchez are going at it, man.
I thought Jones was going to get him there.
Sanchez needs to run he needs to run the top down here in 3 and 4 so Brandon can't get the run on him again. But let's see if Brandon's able to do it 3 laps in a row.
You know, I talk about the potential for green flag pit stops. And then I think about what Brandon Jones was able to do in that final stage at Kansas when his team executed so well on pit road. You see the numbers for Corey Day. The stat sheet for the night, finished top 10 in that second stage. As good as he's been all night right now, trying for his second career top 10 finish. This young kid from California showing it all off tonight, Dylan.
Yeah, and I think it is worth noting he was fastest in the first group of practice, fastest on the 10-lap average earlier today, and I think could have started further up. They had a car that, I don't know if it was good enough for the pole, but was on a really good lap before a bobble in turn 4. Coming back to a racetrack or a type of racetrack for the first time that he's raced at before. He has a 1.5-mile start earlier this year at Texas. He's raced here as well in the truck, so a place he's a little familiar with, more so than some of the other places, and he's shown it for sure. 17 cars been fast.
True student of the game. So much young talent across the board in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Zilich still in the headlines, but a lot of other good young drivers that pop up each and every week. And now we go to a veteran right behind this duo.
Oh, to the
Austin
inside
Hill,
goes Day.
having a solid night.
Good run
at 21.
for going for 6th.
His Day goes around Jones.
Yeah, Brandon, when you can make the top work, you can just pester the guys trying to pass you on the bottom because you generate so much speed down the straightaway. As you see, it's fighting for every spot right here. Clearly, the 17's quicker, and if the 17 can just have a little momentum here, he'll have Brandon
Jones got
cleared
back
as they
by
get
him
down
on the back
turn
stretch, but
1.
momentum high
Should be
side
done with it.
for Day.
I mean, how many times have we seen this tonight? Where we talk about
Clear.
someone and give them a position, only a lap later at the change.
Right behind them is Austin Hill.
Is because the pass goes in the other direction, and these two going side by side is just bringing that 21 into the conversation.
Well, that's what's happened. You know, Brandon raced Sanchez really hard, and it brought Corey Day into it. Now he's racing Corey hard. It's like he's slowly bleeding, holding up all these guys, and they're running him back down. We talked about the great recovery he had. I don't know that his car is exactly where he wants it to be, but they've done a nice job as a team to get him in a better position.
Top outside the top 10. Some really good racing there as well. Among the cars you'll see in this group, 39, Ryan Sieg, Kim.
Yeah, currently in the 13th position after having run in the top 5 for the first half of the race. Why? Because of that end stage 2 pit stop. They came down with everybody, then had to make a second stop to make sure all the lugs were tight. So now currently running in the 14th position, but that's actually a rebound after restarting 33rd from that second pit stop.
Good recovery for the one car as well. And that pit gun issue. Creed, though, I mean, he is just running right around the top on both ends, committed to it. I mean, that's full commitment right there. And his lap times aren't bad. I just don't know that that's the fastest. The leaders, well, actually, as you look at his times aren't bad running around the very top. So that's so encouraging to me, Adam, because I didn't think that we would see that as the sun started to go down. Listen to how much throttle time. Always having to roll out of it right there a little bit on exit. Probably got a little bit tight.
Hill's running up by Jones. Day is already
talk about
clear.
Momentum and how it will take you out of the game. Race Corey Day brings Austin Hill into the conversation, and here they are competing for 7th on track. Top 5 with 76 to go. Almirola, Love, Zilich, Allgaier, and Sanchez.
Attention law enforcement.
No, screw that. We're back.
All begins 3:30 Eastern Time, 12:30 Pacific. It's been a Saturday to remember for Eric Almirola. Boy, he's been outstanding here in Las Vegas. Leading Jesse Love, Zilich, and Allgaier up there.
Back
status quo in the top 5 right now with 68 laps remaining.
Yeah, and I don't know what's happened to the 19. The last 2-3 laps, though, he's lost a lot of pace, and the 2 has been able to maintain that. I don't know if there's an effect. You see those lap cars a little bit ahead of the 19 right there. I don't know if that's changed the balance of his car. It looks to me like they're running a totally different line, but yeah, Jesse Love has run 2 to 3 tenths quicker the last couple of laps than Eric. 19's complaining that he's really loose. I can tell you, when you get in traffic, I think that'd make you tighter, but it normally just takes grip away, makes whatever balance you have, whatever issue that is, even worse. He was able to recover that lap, though. Maybe he made an adjustment inside of the car to his line. So Jesse's now having to deal with lap car Smithley.
Look at the updated standings here. Zilich at plus 76, Allgaier plus 38. We know at least one driver will go to Phoenix on points. Tied at the cut line, Mayer at plus 3. Jones has fallen below the cut here. Jesse Love having a great day, plus 19, running second on track. Remind everyone, too, Almirola part of the Owners' Championship equation. So they've got a lot on the line here with him leading out front.
And, you know, for the day that Jesse Love's had, 17 stage points and running second right now, you think he'd have a little more margin on it. But down to that cut line, it's tight. But when I look at Creed, Quaffle, and Smith, man, to leave here 24 down, it's a lot of work to do in 2 races.
But I would say this, you know, Sammy Smith scored 1 point at Bristol with the engine failure. Left the opening race in the round of 12 minus 24. He scored 91 points in the last 2 races to get himself above the cut line.
It's possible.
And advance here to the round of 8. And hey, with Talladega coming where he won
in Martinsville
last year in Martinsville can get crazy. You never know for sure. Been a quiet night for Sam Mayer, shown 9th right now.
Well, he complained about, he thought an engine issue and that was losing oil pressure beginning of the race. Things don't fix themselves. We talked about maybe the wind being one of those issues and maybe just a faulty gauge or a short. That engine appears to be running fine. I know that Sammy Smith was complaining about his engine as well early on in the race, but both those engines still running. It doesn't look like there's any issues right now for those guys.
Talk about the problems for Ryan Sieg on that last cycle of stops. 39 has driven his way back to the top 10. And with 64 laps to go, we're right around 5-10 laps or so before we'll start to see some green flag pit stops. And that takes me to drivers who maybe don't have the track position they would like to run it long. And then when you manage the green flag pit stop, you want to make sure where all the traffic is as you merge, coming back onto the racetrack. Here's Mayer going after Jones for 8th.
Well, and as spread out as all the cars are right now, it's really difficult for anybody to time that out where they're going to get out and have some clean air. You know, the difference in strategy, I like what we see in the top 3 is we've got one already on pit road, Dylan.
Yeah, it's Sheldon Creed, and he had reported a right front vibration, so this is, I think, a little earlier than they wanted, but nonetheless should be close enough, I think, to make it all the way from here. But they may start the cycle. They made a chassis adjustment, 4 tires and fuel.
After the early struggles, had driven his way back close to the top 10, was 12th when he gave up the spot to come to pit road.
Well, and if you think you have an issue, so many laps left in the race, you might as well pit, because if you blow a tire out, if you have a loose wheel, if something happens and you wreck, you're done. You're much better off to pit and not push the limit of that.
Well, and they're close, but here's what I would say. If you go to overtime here, I mean, you get a caution late, you're going to come get that last set of tires anyway. So I think everything will be all good there. Look at this.
They're wrecked for Creed coming up the road.
Tire out right there.
Wow.
It sounds fine there, but that was crazy what we saw right there out of the double zero. I mean, it sounded like the transition off the banking. It's a hard pit road to get on. It's a kind of a decreasing radius as you come around turn 4. We see a lot of guys miss it. You know, Zillage missed it. We were here the first race, but that was weird. I've never. What happened to him right there?
I would say, though, for Creed, what a good job to execute. Make sure you hit pit road speed. After that happens, I would think mentally it throws you off. It would be easy to screw that up, and we've seen it a lot at Las Vegas.
Well, speaking of pit road, I just got to think that Stockman's going to short pit this at least by 1 lap and hope he can leapfrog the 19. You definitely don't want to let the 19 pit before you, knowing the fall off in the tires. Pretty good fall off here. If you could pit 1 to 2 laps earlier,
right on the back of Almirola, but
not having
Zillage closed it in 2.
Get in front. I think it's going to be hard for the 19 to get past the 2.
A car length gap.
Oh, look at that. The 19 washed up a little bit right
here. Goes high, loses it a bit. Here comes Love to the inside.
Green flag run of the night. We've gone north of 40 laps. We've talked
Jesse
about this
Love
2-car
makes the pass for the lead.
Jesse Love
he hasn't won since
the
opening race of the season at Daytona.
Well, and then the roles almost flip, right? You're like, well, now the 19 might say, well, we're going to short pit on the 2. It's going to be look how close all those 3 are. It's going to be really exciting for us to see who gets the most aggressive on the pit box by maybe coming a little early. If you're the 2 car and you can get away a little bit here, might buy you a lap, Kim.
And we should expect playoff cars this time, as well as Justin Allgaier. He said that the right rear, he just completely lost it over the run. He looks for a little bit more longevity for the finish of this race, so they'll put 4 fresh Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel on an air pressure adjustment, as we see both the 19 and the 2 make their way down pit road. You see the 41 of Sam Mayer, no major complaints. Actually a solid day for him after what he thought were early issues. As we watch cars make their way down pit road again, we are expecting both the 19 and the 2 in their pit boxes. And you see the 2 of Jesse Love. He He said he's a little snug, but was overall pretty happy with the balance. They reminded him, stay disciplined on that paint. You need to roll the center speed just a little bit better. Also in Eric Almirola, he was a 3/4 number loose, but then went way too tight that run, Dylan.
Quappel is in as well, was really free that entire run, had slid out of the top 10, but still a nice recovery for them after that pit stop issues. You see this here, maybe a little slow on the right side. It looked like trying to go around to make a chassis adjustment to try and tighten him up, 4 tires and fuel.
Allgaier was the first driver inside the top 5 to make a pit stop. He came from 4th. Here's Zilich, who was 3rd. And how crazy was it? Did you see that? Onto pit road. Almirola actually got around Love, but then Love, through the cycle of stops, able to beat the 19 coming off of
Love
the pit
ahead of
lane.
Almirola. Let's see how Zilich cycles out too.
Yeah, Jesse Love, maybe a little bit conservative coming to pit road. It almost looked to me like...
Wow, big gap.
See Zilich right here. See Zilich on the bottom of your screen. This will be the race for the
Love
lead.
has got about a second gap, I think. Oh, that's Zilich. Never mind, he came off really close.
And Zilich might be able to get a spot. No, Almirola with the momentum drives by and maintains what will be the runner-up position once everyone else makes their pit stop.
I can't believe the 88 stayed out for those extra laps, and it was that close off of pit road. He must have done an incredible job getting on and off, had a little better pit stop.
Well, you got to believe he did a better job coming onto pit road just because of the way things played out for Almirola and Love.
Back in lead provisional third.
When you come to do a green flag
gap
pit stop,
6/10 from Love to Almirola, and then another 3/10 back.
You see Love's going to get on the brakes right here. And initially, I thought the 19
Almirola did get around Love, getting to pit
road. But then the 19's
road,
able to roll to his outside. That's so frustrating if you're Jesse Love. Maybe you're being a little too conservative coming to pit road. The 19 did a great job getting on. But then through the cycle of pit stops, the 2 has a little better stop. This merge back onto the racetrack. You see, Jesse Love knows. His spotters told him, hey, the 88's coming off pit road.
I misjudged which part was 88. I thought 88 was
watching bottom right and now full. What will be the battle for the race lead? Love, Eric Almirola, and Connor Zilich. Right now they're scored from 7th on back, but the top 6 have to make a pit stop in the cycle.
I'm going to tell you, a lot happened in 2 minutes right there, and we still have the same running order that we did before we had the green flag pit stops. Great job by all those guys. Interesting to see. Eric's car got too loose on that last run. If they've made the right adjustments to the 19 for what he needs on the little bit of a longer run right here, still have 52 laps to go. Just haven't seen anybody be able to check out. Every time somebody gets to the lead and you think they're going to be able to drive away, these 3 cars have been just kind of on top of one another all night long.
Still have 5 drivers that need to make a pit stop at the green flag cycle. When it's all done, Jesse Love will be the race leader.
When you think horses, you think boots. You think boots, you think cowboys and cowgirls. You think cowboys and cowgirls, you think honky-tonks, Friday nights, and $2 beers. Because it's payday. You think payday, you think hard work and all the people who do those things that make the world work. And now it's Saturday night, rodeo night. So you're thinking horses, which means you're thinking boots. And when you're thinking boots, you're thinking Harriet.
Hey guys, Viagra is not your only option. Rose Sparks act fast and stay active longer. They aren't pills. Sparks dissolve under your tongue to reach your bloodstream for speedy results. Sildenafil starts things off strong, and Tadalafil stays in your system for longer. More confidence, more control. Rose Sparks. Connect with the provider at ro.co/sparks.
Top 3 are much closer to each other now. That's got to be within a second. Who's that lap car trying to get by? Is that Clements, I think? No, it looks like Dean Thompson. Anyway, Zilich passes Almirola for second as Jesse Love finally gets by Dean Thompson. Has to avoid another lap car rolling around the bottom. Zilich having to go up, move his line because another car was going to pit road. Zilich can't lap or still trying to get by Thompson.
Is complete. NASCAR Xfinity Series racing in Las Vegas. Jesse Love able to maintain the top spot. We had a change for
got by him.
Connor Zilich
Now
able to get around
Nick Lights up ahead.
Almirola. It's amazing to me. We're on this long green flag run. We had a cycle of stops, and still the top three right here racing together. This has been outstanding.
We're having an incredible race right here. I mean, it's been that way all race long, and I promise you Jesse Love is screaming inside of the car to these lap cars, trying to get him out of the way or just to pick a lane. He obviously wants to run the bottom. But Zilich, looked, I thought he was going to be out of it. Had that little bit of fender damage, got into the 19's left rear earlier in the race. But he's just continued to get better and better. And we talk about how hard this pit road is to get onto. Kyle Sieg stayed out and ran long. These guys might not know that there are still some guys that haven't pitted. I want you to watch this. Look how close. Oh, my gosh, for Connor and the 19 right there. That's happened before. Remember Texas, Mark Martin, I think J.J. Ailey had that happen years ago.
06.
Huge wreck.
It was at Charlotte, not
focused
Texas.
on those guys coming to pit road. I mean, these guys are racing for the lead, racing for their life right
now. You know, through the cycle, Sheldon Creed was the first to pit from 12th, and the pitting early has worked out on the short run. He's fifth in the running order, and all of that's because he pitted 6 laps earlier. I tell you what, the 00 team has done an outstanding job of battling back here tonight.
Yeah, and honestly, Adam, for pitting a little bit earlier, when you look at his lap times, they're not bad. I mean, he's a little bit off of these top 3, but when you look at Allgaier or Ryan Sieg, Sanchez, these guys right behind him, Creed's done a really good job at maintaining some pace through this run. Oh, got a little battle for the lead right here. You see the 88.
Almost. Come on, Billy.
Looks like the two struggling. I feel like he's had the best car.
Zilich trying to make a move on the inside, trying to maybe loosen up the 2 a bit. Almirola is right behind him, too.
Tight. The top 3 are right here.
Oh, man, Zilich's going way low on the apron almost.
You know, Jesse Love is
lap
one
car up ahead. He goes.
Last year as a rookie at
Mason
Talladega,
goes out of the way. Hemrick trying to make his way around the 19. We must have
Las
hit
Vegas,
and
locking yourself
tires.
into the championship 4 would just mean so much and do so much for his confidence. He's had an unbelievable night.
He has, and it just doesn't seem like any of these top 3 can find a big advantage. I feel like at some point in the race tonight, we've thought all of them maybe had the best car, but through the tire fall off, the pace change, the shift from day to night, there's been so many variables in this race that they're still all right on top of each other.
And here we see the green flag cycle and what it produced, where everybody is now and compared to where they were earlier in the race. And it's just a little bit of a snapshot of what we're seeing.
See, Eric's lost a little bit of ground. He struggled to get through some of that traffic. Look right in front of the 2 car.
Yeah,
Hill's trying to make something run in the middle, make a run in the middle of the corner.
He pitted, you know, much later, was going to run it long, eventually had to make his pit stop.
Yeah, they run the
lap,
next
but he's
one.
now back on the
They
tail
both
end
go
of the
into
lead
the low
lap as
side.
Hemrick.
Yeah, Love wants him to get as far away and as fast as he can because that's got to be affecting the balance of the 2 car. All these cars, so if you watch the 2, the 88, as they drive into the corner, you can see the back of the car really dancing around. I don't know if it's those guys fighting to get to the apron, using the apron to turn the car, if their balance is shifted a little bit loose. But it's just so weird to me. Like right now, it looks to me like the 2 cars starting to drive away. Ran a couple of tenths quicker than Connor Zilich did right behind him.
So that
the
two
trend
struggles
will
in traffic.
change in
That's
a
my
few laps.
takeaway.
You'll see the 88 run him back down. It's incredible to me that we haven't had anybody check out tonight. What a race between these top three.
.38 laps to go. You know, we talk about lap traffic and the role that it can play. And just the management of that in your car over
That looked
the
like a
long
good
haul.
turn for Zilich. He gained all his distance back.
Love, Zilich, Almirola, Allgaier, and Sanchez closing on the end at Las Vegas.
He does know he's in public. He doesn't care. When a young homeowner starts to turn into their parent, it helps to show them just how bad it can get.
So they just hang out here
naked? Yeah. What the? Believe it or not, she's made progress.
Really?
They don't have changing rooms here? No, they do.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you
Come on, Zilich.
Why is he eating his lunch in here?
Oh, he's getting
You're
it through a
asking
little
the right
loose, looks like.
You know what's crazy? We're eating breakfast and none of
Let's
us are
just go to the high side. Might have
blame it on
lost
the
it a bit there.
I concur. Cheers. Cheers. Concur. I know, right? Sounds good in my mouth.
I don't want to go out. I gotta get a drink. It was not necessarily a great lap for the 88 there.
Series racing on a Saturday night, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. You win tonight as a playoff driver, and you make your way to the championship.
Lap cars up ahead for the two.
Right now. He's going to be 20 laps out front when he comes across this time. Connor Zilich right there. Eric Almirola won both stages, has led the most laps in this race. He's still very much alive as we continue this long green flag run. And tonight, it's not only been about speed, but it's been about hanging on to your race car. How about this from Connor Zilich?
I think Connor drove in a little deep, hoping he could pack some air on the 2 car and get him pushed up off the bottom. And as he got close to the 2 car, you saw exactly how loose he got.
2 young drivers racing for a spot here.
10,
54 Taylor Gray. 17 Corey Day. And how about Corey Day? Through a cycle of green flag pit stop, stays in the top 10.
Yeah.
The team didn't have the best stop, so really the spots he lost, not really on him. He really had a coming out party here tonight.
Yeah, he's done a great job all day long. And these races for Corey are all about learning experiences. And I don't know how many green flag stops he's been able to make in his career, but, you know, the trucks and Xfinity cars just don't make a lot of those. So great experience for him to practice getting on and off pit road, not get caught speeding, go through that whole process. And he's done a great job, stayed out of trouble.
1900s, 18.
If you go back to most of his starts,
there we go.
Still
struggling with the lap traffic. He's facing Trevor Bayne. There's Sammy Smith. He takes the lead. Justin Lovell's going, he goes middle. And Justin Lovell sneaks by on the inside.
And maybe going to hold up the leaders long, able to get by Sammy Smith, 24 is Trevor Bayne, and that allows Zilich to close. The next guy they'll see to Benedetto.
He's going to
Gets the two a little out of the groove, little bump to the inside. Zilich takes the lead with 29 to go.
He's out front, 29 to go in Vegas.
Jesse barely missed the entry of that corner.
Oh, we got a caution for Dean Thompson.
Dean Thompson, 4th of the night, 2nd for an issue on track. Thompson was running 22nd. Right now showing 19 cars on the lead lap. They had just gotten around. The leaders had Bayne and Smith.
Well, we're going to get one more shot.
Everybody's got a set of tires.
We've got some tires, and everybody gets to make one more shot and adjustment to see if they can get just a little bit better. Jesse Love's going to be frustrated to lose it and then have the caution come out right there.
A couple of things to think about with pit stops in the offing. Number 1 pit stall right now for the 88 of Connor Zilich after he won the pole last week at the Roval, and just how good that RCR team has been on pit road and delivering for Jesse Love tonight.
As we go back and are able to look at this pass that we had for the lead, Jesse's angle into turn 3 was off because of the lap cars, and when he missed the bottom, you see Connor's able to just drive in there and pack a little bit of air. It's just no grip when you get that car or the half a car length off the bottom. 88 was able to hook the bottom. You see how much lower he is right here? He gasses it up, gas to get to him. You see he gets a little bit arrow loose right there. It's over. 88 has the momentum, able to clear him. But that all started. Stockman's going to get frustrated right here because he knows how important the track position is. But that all started in turn 2 with Sammy Smith, and I think Trevor Bayne was on the outside. Let's get a look here at Dean Thompson getting loose, really loose early and slid all the way around. But yeah, so that pass was because of the lap cars, and we knew they were going to play a factor at him just because of how close those top 3 have been all night long.
The timing of the caution big for Trevor Bayne because he was scored the last car on the lead lap, so he stays on the lead lap. Sammy Smith, the first car 1 lap down at the time of caution. He's 21st and will get the free pass here. And that's huge for Sammy because as a playoff driver, you don't want to be a lap down knowing that every position is a point. Here's 88 radio Connor Zilich.
The highest my heart rate has been in a race in a while. 191. Got water in there? Yeah, it's just about gone.
A little bit of that heart rate is anxiety, right? Like your death grip in the wheel. I think these guys are having to work harder than what we can appreciate watching the back of those cars dance around while those guys will wear heart rate monitors and able to look at that. I'm a little old for 191, but that's really high even if you're young, Adam.
191 is a strong number.
It is. It's been exciting to watch, and it's far from over right now because those top 3 are so close together and know how important the restarts are.
And you can talk all you want about points and your advantage and all that. You want to win so that you don't have any stress at Talladega or Martinsville. Execution on pit road is going to be huge. That's one big box to check. And then once we get that restart, we know what an important role that has played in this race tonight.
A lot of pressure on these pit crews right here coming down for their last stop, knowing how important it can be. And we've seen a lot of issues on pit road tonight for the playoff drivers.
Heart rate was up for Connor Zilich behind the wheel. Now the heart rate is up for all these pit crews. Progressive pit road is open. 88 coming down with Love, Almirola, Allgaier, and Sanchez. Kim?
Here we go.
And fresh tires will be an absolute premium here. Expect all teams to take 4. For Eric Almirola, he said, I'm just a little snug. I need a little bit more turn, especially for the short run. You see him top of your screen, middle of your screen, Jesse Love, just a little too free. Despite that freeness, crew chief Danny Stockman said, we will make no adjustments. Their crew has been lights out all day. And then finally, Connor Zilich at the bottom. They'll expect to tighten it up just a little bit. He said he was too loose, especially along the bottom in 3 and 4.
19 away, 2 away. Number 1 pit stall, Connor Zilich. 88 hold serve. Almirola able to get
first
around
out.
the
Almirola,
Jesse Love.
Sanchez,
They exchange
Allgaier,
positions. +1
Creed,
for Sanchez.
Hill,
Allgaier
Ryan
goes
Sieg,
1 in the
Jones,
wrong
Gray.
direction. You want control. Zilich has got it. First part of the equation on the racetrack. Second on pit road. 88 doing it again. Connor Connor Zilic out front for the restart in Vegas.
Oh, hi, Audie. Sorry I didn't see you there. I don't know when you came in. I don't really look at the chat that much when I'm so concentrated on the race.
The
That's my own
88 crew
fault.
chief.
All right, about
88,
to
I'm
restart.
warning him of what the 2-car did earlier in the race. Made it 3 wide with Allgaier. You got to know that getting control of this race, how important, if this is our last restart, just how important that's going to be. It's going to be exciting. I can't wait.
All right.
23 to go.
You come to
in
23
Vegas,
to go.
and the leaders heading
34 and a half miles.
Restart zone. Zilic.
Top
and
3 all we're
Almirola
trying
up
to
front.
fight for here.
My heart rate's high now.
Mine's not 190.
I love it.
But it's
Here we
churning.
go. We're green at Vegas again. Zilic with a good trying to see if he can clear the 19.
Yeah, but I think the 19 might have a little bit of momentum.
Does he love pulling to the inside?
He tried to get inside.
Almirola trying to run the high side.
19's been tough on the outside, especially if he can keep it at him as they get down
Corday
to
trying to
turn
work to the
3.
middle in the back half of the top 10. It's side by side for the lead with Zilic and Almirola, but I think Almirola has the advantage. Here they go through 3 and 4. And Sanchez trying to get to 3rd on the high side over Love.
Smoke there for Sanchez. Side by side in that second row. Love dancing up near the
Now
podium.
Zilic right down to the apron.
Lead still not decided.
Sheldon Creed's up to 5th now.
Oh, the
Loose for Zilic. Here they come off with 2. No, he's not yet. Side draft for Zilic. He's got Sanchez behind him now. They go through 3 and 4. Is the 88 clear? He is. Zilic clear for the lead. Here comes Sanchez to the inside of Almirola. Contact there. 21 to go. Love fumble the inside of Sanchez. It'll be 3 wide for P2. Almirola back in front of Sanchez.
Set him back, but he has been on the move ever since. Rookie driver failed to advance to the round.
Sanchez only one of 2 rookies this year to win a race. The other, of course, being Zilic with his 10 wins.
Aggressive here in the latter stages.
Yeah, and all this contact you see on the straightaway is just a side drop. You're just trying to stall that car out if it has any momentum on you, and you feel the momentum for the entry of the corner.
Playoff drivers highlighted in blue. You win tonight, you move to the championship 4, and your name will be highlighted in green. Points as they run, 20 to go. Love having a great night. Mayer above the cut line. Fopple and Smith still plenty of work to do. And all those playoff drivers on the lead lap and running inside the top 20.
Sanchez not letting Almirola get away from him just yet.
Zilic in control right now, running about a 10th.
Right now, but Almirola's trying to run him back down.
I think part of Eric's problem is that he's having to defend Sanchez behind him.
Sanchez got a good run to the inside of the 19. Can he hold it through 3 and 4?
Get inside of the 19.
He's holding.
Right now. Gosh, what a story that would be if he's able to go up and challenge Connor
side by side.
19.
Inside. Half a car length.
Winner earlier this season, Echo Park Speedway in Atlanta was Sanchez.
Side by side, 1 and 2 for second place. Wiggle from Sanchez. He has to see the position. Back to Almirola.
Boy, and that wiggle and loss of momentum opens the door for Jesse Love.
He's lost 1 spot. Will he lose the second one? Doesn't look like it.
Saw that car get out underneath him, and not only did it cost him the
it
race
also means
second,
Almirola might have a better
Jesse
shot to go
Love
through
to get
Zilic.
inside
Here's
of him.
Love trying to get to that inside. He's there. Door. Bumper.
It's kind of almost collide as they
Clear.
merge
Who
together
knows?
and
Not
try to
just
gain
yet.
advantage.
Sanchez still running the high lane. And
that
Allgaier's by Creed for 5th place.
To the lead, and now he's struggling to hang on for
48 remains side by side with the 2. Got a good run down the backstretch. Side by side for 3rd, running through 3 and 4. High lane run for the 48.
2 cars probably hanging on right there. Cars sucking him around.
Every
on the
time
outside.
40 always gets to run, the 2
chasing
side
each
drafts
other
him
all
back.
over the straightaway.
That's letting the 7 get
Slow
closer
each
and
other
closer to
down,
both
but
of them.
Again, it's going to bring the 7 into this behind. Watch how loose the 48 gets
Almirola
here.
3/4 of a second behind Zilic.
Doesn't look bad on TV, but
Sanchez is clear of Love. Here comes Allgaier to the inside of Jesse Love. He takes the 4th position.
It's brought him back into the picture.
Allgaier just finds his way. One of the best
15 to go. Gap is 2/3 of a second from 1st to 2nd.
Been quiet tonight, but when you come in with the points cushion that he had, what he's doing is going to put him in position on points to advance once again to the championship 4. Just getting him where he needs to be above that cut line with Talladega and Martinsville still in the offing. And you know what? You get another caution. Who knows with a restart late in this race? Allgaier is in position.
Almirola is back now 5, is now half a second behind. It goes back up to about 0.57.
Yeah, and I've been watching the lap times of the leaders, and Zilic checked out, had about a second lead.
He's not fully checked out.
2 laps. Almirola's run just a little higher on the racetrack of both ends. Been able to run over a 10th quicker. Only about a half a second back right now. See that line, those two leaders are running. Connor's moving around. Let's see what they run this time by lap time wise. 2/10 that time that the 19 was able to run him down. It's been this way all night long though. We've seen a leader not be able to check out. You see Eric's running just slightly higher. Seems like the 19 has been able to have some success running over a little higher of those bumps that we talk about in turns 1 and 2. Connor's spotter's got to be telling him
good
his
run and a 3. He takes the 3rd
spot.
spot.
Sanchez trying to fight back. Looks really loose on the outside.
Good job, buddy.
He's over almost a second and a half behind second
Eddie
place.
DeHaan being really
Jesse
excited
Levenator
again.
getting
Ready
passed
to
for
go.
5th by
12 to
Corey
go.
Day.
And I look at Zilich out front driving for Junior Motorsports.
12 to go. Almirola continuing to close the gap. 1/3 of a second.
Spring when it was Allgaier leading for JRM.
On that middle lane.
Almirola's second, and he just couldn't find his way around. Similar situation here.
Down to 3/10. They ran about the same lap time. You see Eric now's chosen to
Less
go
than
to
a
the
third,
front.
less about
He's gonna
2/10.
make it-
He's going to be
Ooh,
at the
that's a
bumper.
4 for the 19.
Well, as they
All right, 11 to go.
might open the door for Allgaier. You know what a bulldog he is.
Zilich's going to have to run the middle right here. He's going to have to take the, there he goes. Good move by Zilich. You got to run the middle, take the line away from Eric.
Zilich middle,
Eric
Almirola
judged
low. Come off of 3,
Zilich
of
is
2.
off the corner of Zilich. You see that thing
Roughly
throwing
equal,
out.
but the
Totally
the
full
88
defense mode right now for
was a
Connor.
little
He's just
loose
gonna try
off
to
that
run where
turn.
he thinks
And
Eric
3-4.
needs to be, but look at
The roll
the
flow.
last time. Oh, Eric has missed the bottom
19
right there.
drifts high a
Gonna lose
bit.
little bit of time down the front stretch. See what Connor chooses to do.
Loses a bit of time, but not a
Running
lot.
that middle lane. It seems like that's where Eric's
10 to
been
go.
the best at Adam.
10 laps to go.
That's an eternity if you're leading this race right now. It's only about 5 minutes time.
And Corey Day up to P5.
Corey Day looking at a top 5 going around Jesse Love. Unbelievable night for the 17.
Great night for him. Oh, look at
Oh, so close to the bumper. 88's a little loose. 19 with us a bit too.
Back in there. Brake rotors are
A little high for the 19, off of 4.
Dancing, slides
9 to go. 88 holds on.
Zilich out front, 9 remaining in Vegas.
If I'm the 19, I'd rather get to his outside. I think that's an easier pass to complete. See, oh,
Way go for the 88.
The 19's gonna
Almirola to the inside. They're side by side off of turn 2. Almirola, the big run down the backside. Wow! Near spin for the 88, and Almirola takes the lead. Wow, what the heck was that?
Has taken on a whole different level of aggression tonight. All of these guys all night long doing that.
Man, that
it's not over.
Zilich ain't happy about that one. He's coming back strong.
That's the 19's preferred lane right there. See what Connor can do on the
19
bottom.
ripping
He's
the low
super
lane.
loose out front.
Allgaier's 1.1 behind.
19 had a really good corner right there. Oh, look how loose the 88 was coming off. Side draft. Eric
But
has to
the
move back up.
19
Connor's got to know
drove up into him. What
it
the
is for
hell?
Lead with 10 to go. You can't blame him.
It's not good.
Gosh,
It's
really
not good
cut a
etiquette.
tire down right there on one of those
19
cars.
trying to lock that 19 car. Almirola trying to lock the 19 car. You know the owner's playoffs.
Impact the 88, but he is soldiered on, stays right in the game. 7 laps remaining, 6.5 as they go down the back straightaway.
I can't wait to hear these guys after the race explain why once you get the lead you can't drive away. It makes no sense. Oh, look how
Way go
loose
from
the 88
Zilich
is.
again.
Hanging on, that's gonna help the 19.
That gets the death right there. Well,
Yes, that is exactly what he's thinking inside of the car. So frustrating.
Last 2 mile-and-a-half races, Connor Zilich has finished second. You think about everything he's done. He's never won on a mile-and-a-half track. Lost the lead with 8 laps
he's
to
down
go.
a half. Leads
It'll be
back.
5
It leads
this
up to
time
half a
around.
second
He's
now.
gonna load it up for one more rally if he's going to get Almirola.
Yeah, we got a little
Corey
bit of
Day's
line
up to
traffic.
4th.
As you see, Corey Day, he's not content with the top 5. The 17 car is having his best run of the night at the perfect time.
this is his best
4
run
for
all
driver
season.
17.
And that's
Sanchez
in
having
the
a good
Xfinity
evening as
17.
well. Top 5 right now for him.
Yeah, great run by the 17. You can't say enough. Doesn't look like there's a scratch on that car. Good in practice. Qualifying looked like it was gonna be good. Missed 3 and 4, but just having an epic night.
Last year, Almirola won 2 playoff races in that 19 car.
What he needs, we'll see their lap
The one at
time of the cross
Kansas
right here.
in the round of 12, and at Martinsville in the round of 8.
Ooh, well, about
It's
2
here,
tenths that lap.
right now, it looks like he might repeat that. He won at Bristol in the round of 12.
Still 4 to go.
Going around the 35.
And now might
Mason
lock the
Maggio,
19
the
car
lap
into the
car.
final 4 for the owner's title for the second straight year. 4 to go. But Zilich's got the gap back down to 3/10.
Eric Almirola, part-time driver, won the playoff opener at Bristol in the round of 12. Trying to do the same here in the round of 8.
Well, we're going to have a race.
Yeah, he's
The 88
still
is
closing back in.
definitely catching him.
20, less than a quarter of a
Another
second.
3/10 that lap. It's almost like you get a little bit of a draft. Eric's spin.
Oh!
Look how loose the 88 got right there on entry.
19's a little loose too.
Throwing it in is Connor Zilic. 2.5 laps to go.
Less than 2
And I
tenths.
can't wait to see how aggressive he is if he gets there. These two have traded
Don't wreck
blows
each
all
other,
night long.
please.
Oh, you see the 88, he is fighting inside of that car. He's dancing on him in the back end. He's loose, and it gets worse as he gets tight to the 19. I almost think the 19 maybe run the bottom
2
right
laps
here.
to go. Zilic taking a middle lane.
Just trying to take
19
the
drifts
line
up
away.
high.
Oh, the
88's loose
He
again.
got out all the way around the corner right there.
Incredible job hanging on to it for Zilic. Not out
Well,
of
that
the
might have
game
been
yet.
the real
We'll see
kiss of
what
death
happens
right there.
this
Gaps
time
back to
around.
3 tenths
It
or
is
so.
amazing that they are
The
driving
88
these
just
cars
can't hold
so
it
hung
in
out
the
right
turns.
now. Look at the 88 lap after lap.
White
So
flag
great car
in the air.
control.
1
A
lap
car
to go.
control doesn't always win the
Sponsor
race.
Fred
White flag is out. Last lap at Las
in front of
Vegas.
Connor Zilic.
I'm roll living the dream.
Eric Almirola
Several
made his
wins
first ever
in that
start
19
right
car.
here in Las
He's won
Vegas.
5
A special
races
place
for Gibbs
for him.
since
He
he
was a
rejoined them in
runner-up in the
2024.
spring, so you
Looks
know
like
he
this
wanted
one's
to
going to
get
be
back
number
to the
6,
top
the
of the
third
mountain,
of the
and he's
season,
gonna
and the
do
one
it
to
here
lock them
tonight,
into the
coming
final
off the
4 for the
turn.
owners' playoffs.
Eric
Here he comes up
Almirola
turn number
sweeps the
4.
stages,
Eric
and he wins the
Almirola
opening
wins the
race
Focus
of
Health
Vegas. It's
302.
number 19.
Man, what a race. I mean, all race long. Not one dominant car. We had
Zilic
4
second,
guys.
Allgaier third, Corey Day fourth, Nick Sanchez in fifth, sixth is
Zilic
Jesse
comes home
Love,
second, his
seventh is
third
Ryan C,
consecutive
eighth
runner-up
is Taylor
finish
Gray, ninth is
on a
Sam Mayer,
mile-and-a-half track.
10th is Austin Hill.
Allgaier won here in the spring. He's third. Career best for Corey Day. Top 5 for Sanchez. Love's so good tonight. Leading 22 laps, finishes 6th. And Mayer, the only other playoff driver inside the top 10.
Got the family here this weekend.
Love that.
Yep. That's so sweet.
Won earlier this season out west, did Eric Almirola.
Great drive, man. Awesome.
That time he did it at Phoenix in thrilling fashion. Tonight, it was a big finish as well as he holds off Connor Zilic. Mentioned how close he was here in the springtime, but able to get over the top here tonight. 3rd win of the year.
All right. Anyway, that does it for this stream. Tomorrow at I think 5:30
Joe
Eastern
Gibbs, a
time.
tremendous leader for his
Yeah,
team.
Such a great tradition.
5:30 Eastern time is the South Point 400, the Cup race at Las Vegas, first round of the race of the round of 8. So that'll be interesting to see. Thanks to everyone who showed up. Hope you all have a good night. BowserJrXD signing off. Have a good one.